with work though. You know, I actually tend to have less luck with tech when I'm sick, so
Oh, okay. The computers know.
they know. They know I'm at a disadvantage and they take advantage of that.
Um, I don't see our pictures.
You'll see it. It'll be fine.
Okay, okay.
Everything will be okay.
Okay, you got it. You did it.
I did it! I'll
You
wait till I see the first chat message,
No,
because
no.
last time
Yeah, yeah.
was...
You did do it. You did do it.
No, I'm saying I'm waiting till I see the first chat message, because last time, remember, I was so sad.
Yeah, the chat. Hello, Skip.
I skipped, thank you. Also, today we will have special guest Whipple! Whipple will be making an appearance. Whipple has had many emotional reactions to season 2 and actually has some thoughts. So he carved out some time to come on in, which I'm very appreciative of. So he should be stopping by
Do you
at
want to
some point.
drop the watch party?
Yeah, absolutely. But today we're probably... Oh, I have to sign in. No. Today
No.
we're gonna be probably just focusing on one episode. I feel like we are not going to stick to the non-spoiler though,
They are saying
because
I'm quiet.
you're quiet. All right, turn you up. No, say something, sir.
Hello, hello.
All right, let me know how that is, my
So,
friends.
yeah, let me know if I'm any better, guys.
But yeah, we were kind of talking about it, and with everything that's happening in the story and how fast, dense it is.
Oh, chat's there.
Yay! I see them. I see them. Keep in mind, SD, you're seeing things quite delayed.
I know.
So,
I'm just excited because you didn't point it out, alright?
oh, okay, okay. I see them. I see them. I was waiting. I was waiting. Gotta finish a thought. If I don't finish one coherent thought while sick, I'm gonna lose all of my thoughts. All right. So please bear with
Good,
me.
then this will be an embarrassing stream.
No. So sorry if I sound like a sniffly little goo ball. Straight from the gray myself. Got bits of an illness, but I'm basically almost better at this point. So, yes, we're gonna talk about things that bleed over into other episodes, only because starting to notice some character choices that might not line up necessarily, and it's kind of hard to talk about without knowing or not speaking on those things. But hopefully that's okay. Let's see. Still a little quiet. I'll fix it again. I'll fix it again. You're gonna be so loud for me. It's fine. Who needs? Who
Yeah, who
needs
needs
a?
carrier drums?
Yeah, I don't need to be able to hear anything. As long
Yeah.
as everybody else can hear you, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Julian. Sorry, every time I read your name, I get so happy because I think of the Julian uh, from Madagascar. King Julian!
I think of the exact same thing.
Hello, Venus. Were you in. I feel like I was seeing you in the EFAP stream a lot. Maybe I'm crazy though. I skip, of course, and Ho Hum with his spoon. How dare you? Actually, you know what, at this point, Ho Hum, if you don't drop a spoon,
Something's wrong.
I know, I'd feel like something's wrong. Alright, so we're gonna just get started, and then when.
I can't join the.
Oh no. We can always look at my screen, so.
Wait, wait. I'm good. I think.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm in. Okay.
Okay, okay. But yeah, so we're gonna get started because a lot to talk about in a quick little. I think this is my. I hate to say this, but I think this fourth episode is my least favorite episode. And I've reflected on it hard and heavy. And I've realized that I've started to not enjoy our time that we spend with Jinx.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know, Jinx is becoming a character that's becoming a little bit difficult for me to I've 100% understand, but also in just something about her is not really too compatible with my person. And like
Hmm.
it's I
She
think
has changed a lot from
she
season one.
has changed a lot. I'm struggling, I think, to understand what's going on with her.
Yeah, a lot of change with like almost little explanation.
So we'll get into it
But
because this episode focuses on her really heavily. There's some parts where I enjoyed, and then some parts where I had a lot of questions about what the fuck was going on. All right, so we have a fun little montage again, similar to when we saw the pipe scene where the Caitlyn and the other enforcers were going through with the gray. This kind of gives us exposition, is all I'm trying to say. Where we get a sense of what's going on in this black and gray, and it kind of reminded me of the style during Prohibition or during war times, with the imagery and like photographs almost documentary
Mhm.
style, and then all throughout the moments we get like the painted town blue title with Jinx painting her stuff on the frames.
Well,
Oh,
not Jinx.
whoa, whoa, whoa! You want to talk about that? Because maybe it is not Jinx.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I think this is more or less just like in war times, like this is like supposed to be like propaganda, and then people
Yeah,
are painting over it like it's the people, more
yeah,
or
yeah.
less. Not
I'm
like
just talking
Jinx,
about like
but
the iconic Jinx
yeah, Jinx
filter.
blue.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything is a little Jinx tinged.
yeah, Jinx tinge is a good way to put it. We see that Caitlyn's. Hopefully you could see from my thumbnail the Caitlyn face. She seems very angsty still. Still dead set on finding Jinx. But
Hmm.
other than that, I don't know if there's like specifically any frames in here that I really wanted to talk about, which was rare for me. Normally during these things I want to stop on something and go, look at this, but it felt pretty
Yeah,
straightforward for me.
yeah. This felt pretty basic. I mean, the only thing being, I don't even know if it's at the end of this one, at the end of this montage, or if it's after the intro, but just Isha, or maybe possibly Isha, a little girl painting Jinx, but potentially Isha.
Oh, like the well, basically. So what this scene establishes for us is that Jinx is become a symbol. There's a lot of
Mhm.
resistance underground people that are looking up to her. The Noxian soldiers are kind of upset with anybody who follows the Jinx symbol, and they're tracking people down, arresting them. And there's a lot of like grungy fight back kind of propagandic vibes. Yeah,
Mhm.
sums it up okay.
Do we want to talk about why Jinx has become a symbol? Maybe
Yeah,
why
sure.
we think Jinx has become a symbol? Because I
Because
saw
I
a lot of
hate
like
the next
discourse.
scene, so I'm not looking forward to getting to it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like we're debating whether or not Jinx should be considered a like a heroic symbol, or I mean even just a symbol in general
Mm-hmm.
to the people of Zon, because they feel as though Jinx hasn't had like there's no reason for Jinx to really be seen that way. But I kind of argue with that, I think. A
Okay.
little bit.
Good luck.
Uh, well, I explained it in the Discord a bit, but I think we have to look at this from the perspective of the Zonites, the
Okay.
people from Zon. Because to us, yes, Jinx is this person that we've known, we've watched develop, we've kind of seen like every little bit of her. So like to us, she may not really seem like she's done anything that would consider her to be a symbol of Zon. But to the enforcers and to Piltover, Piltover has painted her as this terrible villain, right? They have her picture plastered literally everywhere. Like it's like one of those like villains where it's like FBI's Most Wanted, where there's like 30 pictures in down one alleyway of just Jinx. Everybody knows Jinx's face. Yet the enforcers somehow cannot catch her. They have no clue where she is. Every time that they have found her, she's escaped. She took down Smeech, which was one of their big three bosses that were after the crown.
Big three
I
bosses.
I guess four if you want to count Sevika as well. But like she's like she's the one who took down Smeech. She's evaded the enforcer. She evaded the task force that was like specifically meant to take her down with hextech. She won, well, I guess you could look at it this way. Won the fight. I don't know if anybody knows about the fight in the sewers between Vi and Kate with Sevika and Jinx. But she won that fight, and then after that, she launched a giant terror attack with the Gray, like painted gray or like colorful gray into Piltover. So like she's gone through a lot of these things where like I could see the people of Zaun looking up to her because she's the only person really striking back against Piltover. And they don't know what everything is. Like they don't know who committed the terrorist attack. Well, maybe they do. Maybe they know it's Rennie who committed the terrorist attack, but that failed, honestly. I mean, they got a massacre in, but overall, I don't think they got their prime objective, which was killing any of the council members or anything like that. They didn't kill anybody a big name. Meanwhile, Jinx is just absolutely tearing through, like, she's an unstoppable force. So I think that's why this, like, they kind of have set up for the people of Zaun to look up to Jinx, in my opinion. But I could understand why people would argue against it.
I can see some people. I almost feel like it should be divided. I feel like some people should definitely be, like everything you just said. I can see that, but on the other hand, she's also kind of the reason everything's in shambles at the moment. I mean, if Word, I don't know if Word had gotten around about how close they were to the peace seal and everything, but
yeah,
I could also see people being like, stuff was better when. I mean, hell, I wouldn't be surprised that there's still people that believe in Vander's way that are just kind of tired of everything, or maybe that were like okay with how things were under Silco. I could see people more than just Smeech being like, hey, maybe it's just best to give Piltover Jinx and like call it a day.
Yeah, and I do wish that we would have seen more of that discourse, kind of like how like I feel like reminiscent of almost like the Vietnam War in America, like how a lot of people were against that, and we kind of saw that discourse in America, especially. Like I kind of wish we would have seen that here, where there were people actively against the war, protesting for peace rather than protesting for like rather than advocating for war. Like we kind of only see people advocating for war, and like war is not a good thing. Like this is not good for anybody involved. People are constantly dying, being threatened by enforcers now more than they ever were before. I understand that it's never been good, but it's never been this horrible, I don't think. I don't know. An extreme ramp up. To see everybody kind of backing war is kind of scary. I kind of wish we would have seen some discourse. I think it would have added a lot to the story.
I agree. But yeah, well, I guess we just didn't have some time for that. There's just a lot going on that we need to fit in.
Yeah, the pacing is so quick.
Very quick. And I
There's
must
so
tell
much
you,
to cover.
do not watch Arcane while sickly and feverish because you will miss a lot of stuff. A lot. And I think I want. Oh, hi, Mango Mango. Nice to see you again. And hi, Eric. You again. Happy to have you. I just wanted to preface this if you just tuned in that this is probably unfortunate, not my favorite episode. Have thoughts that are exciting about next episode, but this one I'm just kind of gonna be grudging through just because I don't know. I've not really become too keen on Jinx. I don't really like when we spend time with her anymore. So whenever, and this episode we spent a lot of time with her.
A lot of time with her.
A lot of time, unfortunately. So yeah, that's kind of our intro, and then we're gonna skip past our other intro, and we're gonna get to the scene that made me so mad, and probably is the reason that I do not like this, because this was okay, hard to watch. Also, I want to preface everything with some reflection, if I may, right? SD, I feel every time I rewatch an episode, I become a little bit more disturbed, a little bit more sad. So I tuned in briefly at the end and at the beginning of the EVAP stream because I was curious what their thoughts were. And they started to make pretty fair points that I had. Oh, it's the Hello!
Hi.
Hello.
I was asleep. Hello.
That's okay, yeah. Take your time to readjust.
We're just getting started anyway. We just got past the intro.
Yay.
Cool.
But I should have the stream link if you want to just tune into that. That should be helpful to follow along.
Yeah, I clicked the thing.
Cool. See, you already know what's going on. Yeah, of course.
I saw so much on the telephone. I was like, oh no, did I actually link it into Discord again?
Alright, but yeah, basically my little spiel that I wanted to start with is I've noticed that every time I rewatch an episode, I start to have like a list of questions, and I go, nah, that's okay. And then the questions start to aggravate me, and I go, no, relax, like you're enjoying it. So I've also been tuning into my little Discord peoples. I see you having conversations. I look at them, and I don't think I'm the only one that's starting to have a disconnection between their emotional experience and then having their own like logical thoughts about what's occurring on the screen story wise. But basically what has happened to me is I'm kind of viewing this now more as like a beautiful poem that doesn't necessarily have clear connections between each line, but I still am enjoying the art of it, and it's still moving me emotionally. Sometimes it's taking me out, and I'm just going like, "What the fuck?" But sometimes I'm still like, I still find myself crying. So I still feel like it succeeded as a piece of art, as a media form. So I might not give it as much criticism if that's what you're looking for. But I am slowly becoming a little bit more bitter with each rewatch, and I don't like it. So
Yeah, you just gotta watch it. Well, see, I didn't take any notes. I didn't rewatch and take any notes before this stream in specific. I have for the other ones, but let's see if that gives me those rose-colored lenses for a
no,
little
I'm
bit.
telling you, with each rewatch, you'll have like more things you notice that aggravate, or not. I don't know. Maybe they won't aggravate you, but I think they aggravate me because I was so passionate and excited, and then I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you mean, dude? Come on! Like, why?"
Yeah, I feel like I still have my rose-colored lenses on, so.
All right, well, I'll let you keep them on. I'm not gonna take them off for you. Like, why would I
I
do
mean,
that?
hey, who knows? We'll see by the end of this. This is a rewatch, technically.
And also, Whipple, would you mind saying some words so I can ask chat how you sound?
Hello.
Alright, chat, let me know. Up, down. Perfect. Okay, so you joined just in time, by the way, because this is the scene that probably pees me off the most.
Oh, that's fair. That's justified.
Okay, okay. How about I just check in first? Your guys' emotional reaction?
Um, I I know people were actually talking about. People saw this coming. Weirdly enough, like a couple people in the Discord
How?
at least. I don't know. I really I didn't see this coming. I think it as a coping mechanism. I don't want to say it makes sense, but I could see her coping in this way. Um, and like getting into like a more. I don't even know to call it toxic because I don't know the relationship, but like getting into this kind of relationship right after breaking up with your significant other.
Well,
I could see it,
Miss
but like I
Scotsman,
don't like it.
but like she seems like she's talking to Caitlyn a bit more than just like a
Yeah,
fling.
like intimately. Yeah, intimately.
Yeah,
Which
she's
is
like
like,
she starts off by saying up again, and then
mhm,
the city's not going anywhere. It implies that they've had many conversations together about this, where Caitlyn's
mhm.
opened up her thoughts and her emotions to Maddie.
As, and they also seem much more intimate than Vi and Caitlyn ever were, like in
I
general.
but like it's yeah, I guess the reason why I'm not totally excited about this is because um we see again chat, so we're gonna be spoiling later on, but I trust that you've probably already seen it. The how quick she drops for Vi. Like, what did you say, Whipple, about that thing?
People on Twitter were laughing because someone pointed out like Vi calls her cupcake once and she folded immediately.
Yeah, she's like a fucking sleeper agent. It's like
Yeah.
she's just cupcake. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I guess I maybe could see in the emotional acting of Caitlyn's face inner turmoil, so I could give this a pass. I just felt icky. Wasn't happy about it, and it's gonna make it harder for me as a viewer to like her when she flips back, which is what they chose to do with her. They didn't full send her down the path. They kind of like, nah, we're just gonna call her Cupcake and call it a day. Like that's
Mhm.
how it goes. So,
Yeah, and which means this is going to get extremely messy. Unless I just skip over it again.
cause like imagine if Maddie gets so motivated and hurt by seeing her back with Vi that she like does something rash, and then we're like,
As
oh,
it goes,
okay,
it turns into a villain.
turns into the next yes. Um,
I mean, I could see it to be honest.
but yeah, I guess see the subtleness of her face was it conveyed a lot that she wasn't having feelings towards Maddie. I got that. I understand that she wasn't happy, like she wasn't feeling the same way towards Maddie as she did towards Vi.
Yeah, so maybe I should clear that up a little bit because somebody what's it Tuya it just said he found Vi and Caitlyn way more intimate. I don't mean like I think the scenes that we see I think we see like vying Caitlyn more on screen and like they are much more intimate, but I don't think we ever saw them lay down with each other, like like sleep with one another, like like have like wake up in the middle of the night. Like we didn't see this phase of their. I mean, obviously because they weren't together long enough, they never got to this point. But they were never like
Oh,
like
that's something we should actually talk about now.
this kind of intimate, if that makes
So
sense.
we established through this dialogue. Let's see what she says. Okay, so da 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 da. Basically, I never expected this to go on so long. I don't know what I thought, just it wasn't this. And then, Maddie's like, you could call it off, withdraw from the underground, reestablish the council. All you have to do is give the order. And then, again, Caitlyn's like, not without Jinx. So, I guess we have another time skip, right?
Hmm.
Is that what you guys both absorbed? Because,
Yeah, and it seems to be at least a year. I know I don't know where it is, but I know somebody mentioned Jinx mentioning that the war was last year, or like the battle was last year or something.
okay, so this is the problem, that I think time skips like this, the characters have had a year, which does allow a lot of pain and grief and all of that top energy emotion to settle down into
Mhm.
something different. But we just saw that. We just saw them at their peak, and we haven't really seen in between. So you have to do a little bit more work to like get it to this point where we're feeling a little bit okay. I understand. I don't know. I wasn't. I was nervous about the time skip, and I think the
Mhm.
time skip did them disservice.
Yeah, because we don't see how Caitlyn got here. We don't see how Vi got to where she was, other than like a quick montage.
Well, I think we see how Vi got there. I'm just saying more along the lines of it's whiplash for the viewers when we are already episode to episode moving at a neck breaking pace. Sorry if I'm full of snot. Neck breaking pace to
Yeah,
get characters to do the next thing. But then when we do a time skip, that's literally like a fucking snap your neck and look this way because we're here now. Um I don't know. I guess it's nerve. It's a. It
yeah.
didn't sit well with me.
A lot of people in chat are saying 3 to 6 months from the writers.
Really
Yeah, this is how long the time skip was.
interesting. Okay, 3 to 6 months. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like 6 months could make sense.
Yeah.
But again, like even if maybe you have to sit down for a bit and visualize it. But as a viewer, we just saw it differently in another
Hmm.
35 minutes, and then it's bam, wham, break your back, break your neck, look this way, and it's like whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, like in season one when they did that big jump, big time skip, I feel like we had time to catch up with all of the characters again. We kind of got to see like maybe not necessarily how they have developed over those 7 years, but we got to see how the 7 years had changed them. Like we didn't get to see the in betweens, obviously, but like we got to see the end product and we got to explore that end product. Here, it kind of just feels like it got thrown in our face, and we're just supposed to deal like with how these characters have changed in those 6 months. I don't know. It feels very rushed, I guess.
I guess I would have liked to see like a moment, like a single moment when they were, I don't know, like even like a little flirty hint towards it. I don't know how other people picked up on it. I didn't see it coming that they were gonna be a thing. Anyway, it aggravated me. I didn't like. It makes me mad at Maddie. I can't stand Maddie's stupid little accent anymore. Get off the screen. Um, how could you do this to Vi? I don't know. Okay, sorry. Whippo, any other thoughts about this scene?
I also did not like it. I don't think I had. I don't hate the girl like you do. I don't think I hated
I
the girl
don't
as
hate
much
her.
as
I'm
you do.
sorry. I was just.
But I also was not a fan. I pretty much like shrugged. I'm like, all right, I'll just wait for the girl with the pink hair to show up again.
Okay. Yeah.
Pink
Well, not anymore. It's pink.
hair.
Yep.
She looks like an oil slick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So I'm sorry if that was. I didn't mean to make it sound like I hate it. I like to be exaggeratory just for fun, for showsies, to be entertaining, be the silly, be the chaos that you're looking for. You know what I mean? But no, I didn't like this scene. I felt icky. My whole body didn't move. Like as I was sitting there watching it, I was like careful not to make myself known because I just like I don't want to be seeing this. I don't want anybody to know that I've seen this. Like pretend it didn't happen, kind of thing.
I felt like you were intruding on something.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. So that's that scene. But we also established here that Maddie sorry, go ahead.
No, I love how we have not watched this scene play out on screen at all. I can just tell that you're actually disgusted by this scene.
No, okay, but don't say that because that makes me sound like anti-gay. I love the gays. Gays are great, okay? Like, don't say that, dude. Like, come on, all right?
No,
Give me a fighting
I can tell you
chance.
hated the meaning behind this scene or how the story has gone. I don't know.
Okay, yes.
Picked the wrong one to be gay with.
Yeah,
Yes,
there you go.
exactly. Okay, all right. Phew. All right, bullet missed, right? Okay, but so
The
we
bullet that you created for yourself.
we establish here. Maddie tells us that Caitlyn has the power on her own to, you could call it off, right? Withdraw from the underground, reestablish the council. All you have to do is give the order. That means a lot of this responsibility for shit that's going wrong is kind of on Caitlyn's shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Because of martial law.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess when we see her get called cupcake later on, and how quickly she changes sides, which is like we'll have thoughts on that later, okay? But if others found out that she did have this power, like I don't know how they're ever gonna be able to actually rebuild relationships between Vi and Caitlyn. Like if
Mm-hmm.
people found out the fact that she had this level of control over the situation. So
Yeah. Well, does Vi not know that?
not at this point. I don't think she knows that she can call it off and reestablish the council. Like,
I mean, I feel like that's like generally pretty understood by everybody because she's the general and they're under martial law. She controls everything right now. Like she's the big head honcho.
maybe they do know that then. Then I would be
Yeah.
kind of confused why Vi would be like, yo, like, I trust you to help me out, even though you've. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
it makes it a lot more confusing, but I think they would know.
Okay. Alright, well, Maddie jokes about calling her Ambessa, and then, Caitlin's like, gives her a look. And she talks kind of good on her, saying, I've learned so much from her, that you're our leader. They follow you. Maddie basically reaffirms that the enforcers and Piltover follow you. I'm like, okay, cool. So, again, establishing that she's kind of in control of the whole situation. Then we get a scene with oh my god, I can't even scroll through it. It just aggravates me so much. Okay. We get a scene with Jinx next. We see that she's... At first, I thought it was going to be like a big arena. I think.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
Because I saw these guys, and I from the little time that I've played League, I recognize them as jungle monsters.
So
Are they?
I-
I knew they looked familiar from Smite, kinda. They reminded me of. Oh, I thought.
At least the Scuttlebug, I think is. I'm pretty sure is like one of the ones that just run around the jungle camp you can kill.
Okay, so hear me out. Cool, fun scene, but take this scene out and put in the scene of what we were talking about in the beginning, SD, with like needing that dialogue between what was happening in the underground. You know what I mean? With people that were for Jinx and against Jinx.
Yeah.
As cool and cute as this is, but it would have been helpful. Hey Wolf, how you doing?
Hello, Wolf.
Don't die driving. Just focus.
Yeah.
Focus on the road.
Focus on road.
But yeah, okay. So we're chatting currently about the scene with the buggies fighting each other. We see that Isha and Jinx are kind of using the bugs as, oh my god, oh my god, is this a reference to those hex bugs? You know what I'm talking about? Those little hex bugs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? They like vibrate.
Yeah, the little vibrator ones.
Oh, I loved those as a kid. Those were kind of expensive though. Anyway, yeah. So they played with them pretend that like they're in a big arena and they turn out to just be tiny little bugs. Jinx grabs the camera at one point, which kind of had me a little like, whoa, she's looking right at me.
Yeah. A little fourth wall break.
Yeah, a little fourth wall break, which was I didn't like it, but cool, I guess.
Okay, I didn't notice Isha's little bunny ears in this scene before. I love them.
Why are they wearing bunny ears? Just for fun?
Yeah, I guess so. I did not notice them before. They're so cute.
Cute. So basically the scene is also establishing, though, not as obvious, but if we take a second to think about it, that they play together, they have valuable, cute little moments together, that Jinx has come around to Isha, even though I noticed from EFAP stream something vital that I purposely neglected, because if I acknowledged it, it caused me some problems. But the fact that Isha did just fall out of the sky, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
And has...
Literally.
Well, yeah, but, like, has been a huge part of everything that kind of has been happening at this point. So...
Yeah, she is a big plot device.
I'm just gonna accept it, because otherwise my brain breaks. So...
I was about to say, I remember you saying in the first arc that you were like, I really don't think Isha's gonna be that important.
Because, you know why I said that? You know why I said Aisha's not gonna be that important? Because if they did make Aisha that important, I was gonna go, well, that's kinda not... You wouldn't do that. You know? Like, cause then no! Whatever.
I can't blame you, so I'm just saying, I called it.
Well, you did call it, but you called bad writing, so what am I supposed to say, okay?
Whoa.
Whoa.
I love Isha.
Okay, well, guess what? She dies, okay?
Oh, whoa!
She kills herself. She didn't even like herself enough to keep living, okay?
Yeah, she liked Jinx a little bit more.
Yeah, Jinx is worth it over her own life. That's crazy. Oh my god, Jinx low-key created like a suicide bomber, in a way.
Created a suicide bomber.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, she raised a mini terrorist, if you think about it.
Yeah, she actually did. I mean, we'll see that in the next scene.
Oh my gosh, okay. Sorry, I'm just joking around, chat. Please don't hang me. Alright, so basically, we established that they have connection together. We also established that Aisha's muteness, which you were curious about, was a deliberate choice. It seems like they're using sign language. Or really... Sorry, go ahead.
I also don't know if this is true, but somebody pointed out that the some of the sign language is in Korean.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's just somebody talking out their ass or not. I have no confirmation for it. I don't know sign language and I don't know Korean, but it would make the final song make a lot more sense too. I don't know what language that's in either, but
oh, because yeah, okay, I'll take your word. Why not?
You might not want to. I don't know who even said it. I don't even know if I just read that in a TikTok comment or something, or if it was somebody else said to me. I have no idea.
Well, I'll just take your word for it now, and then if you're wrong, I'll say you're wrong. Don't worry, it's fine. Me. No. It's fine. It's Bacon. Hello, Bacon. You better drop some of those funny jokes again, because I'll be reading. And Robotic Bird, I don't recognize you, but welcome. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Also, what Bacon's pointing out here, I did notice, I saw like a side-by-side of Jinx's old lair when she was with Silco compared to the new lair with Isha. It's a lot different. It's very cute how different it is.
It's more kid friendly?
Yeah, a lot more kid friendly, a lot brighter.
Someone said Isha's literally lit up Jinx's life since coming into it.
Oh, cute. Oh, cute. Oh, see, there's still good stuff. Like, I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
Again, like, I was in my feelings while watching this, okay? So, you're doing something successful if I'm physically recoursing from a scene and not moving. Like, it's not... It's like, I guess, still working somewhat. Okay.
It's a Chinese song.
Okay.
So, I don't, again, I could be wrong about that, that sign language thing as well.
So basically, the shot here, we established, because Aisha won with her bug, that because she won, a deal is a deal, Jinx says, which I found kind of interesting for Jinx to say, because I think with Jinx's chaotic nature, Jinx wouldn't really be the character to hang on to a deal, but that's not really who she is anymore. That she gets to dress her up as Jinx herself. like paint her hair blue and paint or have the little striped leggings on. So, yeah. And we definitely see here a shot that Aisha's grown up a little bit. A tiny bit.
Yeah, a tiny bit.
A tiny bit. But other than that,
Isha's very addicted to guns, by the way.
who do you think again?
I know who raised her or who's been raising her, but like, she's very addicted to that little pistol emote that she does. A little scary.
Emote. Well, you know, like father, like son, or something like that. Okay. So yes, we keep going, and Sevika enters at some point. Question mark? Or is that next scene? I think that's next scene, right? Yes. That's next later on. Ignore me.
Mm-hmm.
Still sick. So we have the kid urging. Oh my god, I need to talk about this line. Chat, we need to talk about this line now. We need to talk about this line now. What do you think it means and all that stuff? Basically, the kid is like, hey, you got to, she says Sevika put you up to this. And says that's a past life, kid. And was about as sweet as last year's milk. And then says the line, Jinx is dead?
Mm-hmm.
Not with that inflection. She says Jinx is dead, like stern. Jinx is dead. I was kind of confused. Like, why are we saying Jinx is dead?
I mean, she's been in hiding for the entire. We assume since the fight with Vi and Kate, right? She has not shown her face since then. Like, I feel like in that way, she's trying to kind of bury Jinx this time.
So but she was like, no, but that's the thing. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, we had a whole arc and a whole, like, all this beautiful shit with Silco and, like, the rebirth and, like, then the rebirth when she finally self-identified as Jinx, you know, like, it was Silco imposing Jinx on her and then her, like, fully finally accepting that she is Jinx. And, like, that's what we had with the final scene in episode 9, right? We had the chair of Powder and Jinx and her going, like, nah, bitch, I'm fucking Jinx now. And it's like, okay, you're Jinx now. And, but now Jinx is dead?
I think she's trying to find some type of third identity. If that makes sense at all. Like, somewhere between Powder and Jinx. She doesn't want to be the insane Jinx that she was. I think she's realized that. And we kind of see her snap back to that. Like, I think Isha getting taken later on in this episode does snap her back to being Jinx. And I'll point it out when we see it.
Okay.
Like, literally, like, we see her eyes snap and, like, start glowing again. And, like, that's when I think Jinx came back.
Okay.
But I think for right now, she's trying to be not Jinx. She's trying to be something else. I don't know what. I don't know if it's some variation between Jinx and Powder, or if she's just trying to make a third person that's entirely separate from either of the two. But I do feel like she's trying to kill what Jinx was, because Jinx stood for complete chaos, complete insanity. She stood for blowing up the council building. But, like, I feel like this Jinx kind of not that. Much tamer, much calmer.
Okay.
Doesn't hear voices in her head.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
here's the thing, right? Ooh, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's who she is now. But we did that through a time skip.
Yes.
We did that through a time skip.
We don't see it.
So, but that's like, we worked so hard to get her to rightfully take the name of Jinx and, like, completely, like, that was a huge thing. And now it's just like, well, actually, we're, but maybe I read some chat saying that it was just, like, people think Jinx is dead. But she also says that's a past life kid. So, like, it insinuates to us that she doesn't really resonate with Jinx that much anymore.
Yeah.
You know? As sweet as last year's milk. So, yeah, I guess you're right. She's kind of forming a different relationship with herself because of Aisha.
Yeah.
Which I hate, but I love at the same time, because it's like, I love what it's, like, the parallel between Vi and her and how she's grown so much, and then everybody's allowed to change. I love that. Oh, we can all change. It's good. So I like it, but at the same time, Aisha's, I don't know. What's wrong?
I just said I just wish we would have seen it.
I want to see it, but yeah, it's okay. We just pat ourselves on the shoulder, say good job, and we move on.
Yeah, good for you not being a psychotic maniac anymore. Yeah, sweet as last year's milk.
Use last year's milk, but because okay, I talk if Hoham you're in chat specifically, it's we spoke in lengths about could they give Jinx a redemption arc, because we discussed after episode 9 it would be so impossible to do it in a way that was, I want to say, well done. And like we but like because it's not that it couldn't be, but they have made her do a lot of evil things that they just kind of make you forget about, you know?
They kind of just ignore that it happened. Like they don't talk about them. They don't give really, like, this entire this entire season, everything that's going on is technically Jinx's fault. But I feel like we've become so distracted by everything else going on that we've started to ignore that fact. Like, not only us as like the viewers, but everybody in Piltover and Zaun has like kind of ignored that Jinx is the one who fired off that rocket. Jinx is, I mean, obviously the people in this story don't understand that they were so close to peace, but she's the one who stopped that peace from existing. And we kind of just gloss over it. Like, we kind of just ignore it and like, hey, it didn't happen anyway. Well, not that it didn't happen, but like, you know, who cares? We're moving on. Jinx is better now. Haha. Here you guys. Here you guys go. She has a daughter now. You know.
I mean, what could the daughter have come somewhere potentially that would have been more meaningful to us? Like maybe something that Jinx did, like maybe Jinx's attack on Piltover, or like something that she did, leaving someone like a child parentless and like firsthand witnessing that and then taking responsibility for that could be more interesting.
Yeah. And especially because of Vi's line about you're orphaning kids now, and she's like, oh, why not? I've already done it to myself enough. Like, she's obviously like, you know, we could have gotten one of those orphaned kids or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, there definitely could have been a more meaningful way that Isha showed up.
Eric asked me what my thought on Echo, the theory of Echo, like basically saving Aisha with time travel. Listen, okay, we'll talk about that in episode 7 or 4, 5, 6, episode 6. My bad. But I don't want to think about time travel right now.
There are a lot of things within that episode, within those final frames, that kind of point towards that direction, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, don't get me started. Stop.
We'll definitely talk about it when we get to episode 6. We'll put a pause on it for now.
Thank you. All right. So we get a scene with Mommy Ambessa next. She's in a magic. I think I took this as the tower, like the teleportation. Kesha? Kesha's in my chat? No. Oh. Hi, Kesha. the magic room, magic goo room. They send in Goatman to see if it's working, which I thought it was interesting that his way of testing it was just to touch it and then look at it. Like, I didn't really feel like there was necessarily a purpose for him in this room.
Yeah, I feel like they could have, you know, made a little switch that hit that button for him or something.
Yeah, like send in a little robot that turns the switch.
Like, we have technology, you know? Like, we could have done this a little differently.
What was that, Whipple?
I laughed at this scene.
What was it? The ending?
He could have just left the fucking room.
Yeah.
Right?
Vaporized.
Yeah, like, he could have ran out of there so quick. And he just starts staring at it. He's like, oh, yeah, this will work. And then he just explodes.
I was thinking maybe he's so over being Ambessa's low-key slave that he's like, death is the better option.
Oh, he's praying that this thing doesn't work.
I don't know, look at how he looks nervously at Ambessa. Maybe he's just...
Yeah.
I just was confused, I guess, exactly what he was thinking. Or maybe he wasn't thinking.
Maybe he was supposed to do something after it was supposed to work.
Maybe.
Like, interface with the thing in some way, but it didn't work, so he was just turned to dust.
Yeah, and also, like, he started floating a little bit, like how Victor and Jace do when they first figured it out. So like maybe he was supposed to do something with that, like experiment with the floating. But like I feel like understanding that it does that effect like for more than 3 seconds without blowing up might have been something that he wanted to explore before going in there.
Maybe. I mean, okay. I'm reading chat and I'm also thinking, because it's thinking's hard. I don't like doing it much, but I will try. That he is okay. Maybe this is a reflection of Ambessa's. No, because she's been established to be smart. So I was gonna say maybe this is kind of like a reflection of Noxus's like just brute strength things kind of vibe. Just go figure it out, dude. Kind of just hit the button and sheer willpower. I bet you Ambessa was in there like, if I could have tanked that shot.
I could have handled that, no problem.
But yeah, basically this scene is showing us that Ambessa thinks that Black Rose also took Jace because of Jace's intellect in regards to hextech. Saying how she criticizes her goat dad that just died, by the way, like no grief, nothing, no concern at all.
I also would like to point out that we do get a slight hint as to what Ambessa was actually after.
Okay.
Albeit it's a lot more basic than I thought it was going to be. Or, I mean, maybe we'll find out more as time goes on. But like she mentioned, like that whole thing about they took Jace from me, like specifically because they want hextech. I think she was after the hextech. Like I think that was a big part of her plan was to get a hold of the hextech. You know how we were discussing like what exactly are her ambitions? Like what when the Black Rose comes up and says, "We know what you're after."
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like that was like their way at hinting like she was specifically after the hextech when she came to Piltover, rather than anything else. Maybe not all of it, and I think we're gonna find out a little bit more than just that, but it does give us a slight hint into more of her ambitions.
So, this is where I don't know. Whipple knows some cool stuff about Black Rose. Maybe we shouldn't get into it, but I don't know if it is just hextech. I would want it. There's a motivation for the hextech. It's not just I want to acquire a wall of hextech to look at, and that would be cool. It's like, what are the implications? Like, why would she, like, maybe they could hopefully establish if it is just the hextech, why she wants the hextech so bad. Is it just to protect her family? Does she thinks hextech is the best way to do that? Is it because there's a motivation, like, she wants to destroy Black Rose? Or, like, what is...
Also some teleportation things with hextech, right? Am I crazy about that? The tower or whatever? I don't know.
She just picks up the tower, put it home.
Yeah, it brings it home.
Yeah.
But no, like, just using that in general, having access to it.
Yeah, but, like, okay, so they've shown that she is intellectual. Like, I feel as though there were ways to go about acquiring hextech that weren't necessarily the violent path that she has chosen.
Yeah, especially considering that Jace's whole thing was to put hextech in the hands of the common man.
Yeah, and then you could also have just spent time having your scientists study it, too. Without going in the chamber and completely incinerating themselves. But yeah, I got a frame of the ash, or whatever his spirit, his last little remnants.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a nuclear blast. The shadows of people, like the ashes of people being like burned into the ground.
Yeah. Looks like
that's what I thought, that like a grease stain on the wall, not even like the remnants of his spirit.
He just turned into grease. He got splattered.
So basically, she insults him upon him dying, right? She turns to her man and says basically, how in a city deeping with brilliant inventors have we managed to unearth such unrelenting incompetence? So that was fun. I like that line. But she's like convinced wholeheartedly we hear that this missing of Jace is also the Black Rose is doing, and this guy, big scary guy from Noxus, is like, we cannot be certain that is the Black, and she's like, keep your motherfucking name out of your mouth. You know, she's really not happy right now, and she actually kind of seems to be a bit emotional. So, an emotional...
She's very, very upset about Mel being taken specifically.
Yeah, an emotional Ambessa might start making wild moves, yeah? So... she was told we can't be certain that it was them who took Jason Heimerdinger, and she's like, who else? And they knew their instincts were right. They fear hextech, or our instincts were right. They fear hextech, but we were too slow. How could I not secure the scientists? They have my daughter, Rictus. He looks like a Rictus. He looked like he would Rictus your ass, Like, it's not a good... It's... Okay, anyway. The joke landed in the gutter. But... he then says, our moment will come, but you must be prepared. So... fun, quick little scene to establish Ambessa's motivations. This next...
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
I do like the establishment of Rictus as kind of more of a right-hand man. Like, I kind of saw him as
Okay,
like,
wait. Question. Low-key, I actually literally wrote this thought down while watching on my note. I didn't want to say it out loud because I will sound insane. But did you guys get the vibe that they were fucking or no?
Oh, they definitely could have.
Okay.
I feel like
Nah.
it's not romantic, maybe.
Ambessa has needs, though.
Even Ambessa has needs. Ambessa most certainly has needs.
But, like, why is he so calm with her? Like, I can't view... like, he's so calm.
Because he's that guy.
He's that guy.
They definitely have some sort of emotional connection in some capacity, because she's visibly distraught later in the...
Yeah. I think their connection is something special. I would have loved to see more of that, just because, like, she does trust him with the level of trust I don't think she trusts anybody else with.
Somebody said she likes him young.
Oh. Well, it's fine. Okay, we're moving on. Next scene. No.
You know about an illegitimate child.
Oh yeah, so we do know Ambessa is not known for, Okay. So the next scene is, where I had some... Every time I rewatched it, I guess I had a question to her more. But this also establishes inadvertently that there's been a time skip, right? Because we see that there are, like, now borders set up between, like, checkpoints? I kind of want to call them checkpoints.
Yeah, checkpoints.
And not only are these checkpoints set up, there's an announcer, like, announcing over the PA kind of system, and it sounds monotonous. Like, it sounds like this is something that people are used to. Do you know what I mean? So, like, the PA system, for example, says, to expedite processing, have any and all bags open and ready for examination. Officers ask for your cooperation and compliance as we make every attempt to ensure the safety and security of Piltover. So that gave me, like, Wall-E vibes, a little bit.
It gave me, you guys ever played Dishonored?
I thought the same before you even said Dishonored.
Yeah. It gave me Dishonored vibes for sure. Like those checkpoints in those games for sure. Like the exact like they look set up the same too. But yeah, like very much that vibe of like repeating intercoms. Like everybody's kind of just under this rule, like this terrible rule, no matter where you go.
Yeah, and like Skip said, this is like kind of seeing now in real life what that scene in the opening was showing was happening, like the kind of what has been set up. So I'm going to point out something now, only because later on, with a moment we get, it puts things into perspective. We have our young man, as we have established, our Noxian man, walk down the line of this checkpoint and gets side-eyed. By a person, right? And proceeds to pick this person up and hold them by the neck and give a little monologue to the rest of the people in line about this is, Jinx she's not your friend, she's not your champion, which when he said champion, I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, okay. Okay, champion?
Also, I do like the, in the background, how we do see, Echo's man.
Oh, yeah, but
here as well, but we'll ignore that for now. There's not much to talk about with him.
No, there is, because haven't we established... Okay, this is established in my perception that... Okay, was this an impromptu, we're gonna fight back because of, Aisha appearing and kind of appearing like Jinx? Or was it like we are all trying to cross over because we're trying to do something bigger as, like, a team?
They this group of people in the line.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like it's I think it's like it gives me a similar vibe to kind of like what are they called? It's like a big conspiracy about them in America. Sleeper cells, is that what they're called? Like how there's like people coming into the country and just like lying in wait for the call kind of thing. I feel
Oh,
like maybe they're trying to like like systematically like get people like slip people in like slip Jinxites in to kind of like create chaos. Like maybe they're acting on their own, maybe they're acting as a team, who knows? But like it kind of gave me that vibe of like trying to slip in.
yeah, I guess I was just interested in the fact that everybody in the line, once Aisha is shown, like doing the Jinx imitation thing, was all for like let's go, let's riot kind of thing. So,
Yeah, yeah, they were all very quick to kind of join in.
right.
Oh yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do in that like situation?
Well, you do know you're gonna get your ass fucking beat and arrested if you
Yeah.
join in. So, I mean,
Well, but are you?
speak
I was like,
to it could speak to how frustrated everybody was. Like
yeah, and
everybody's
like,
just frustrated, but there's a
are you?
kid. Wait a
Are you not gonna
second. They established that there's a kid in this line.
Yeah, there is. But like, are you not gonna get your ass beat either way?
Um. Okay, so there's only like let's see. We actually can see the
The
entirety of
whole
the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not that many people. It really isn't, which is interesting. One, two. Okay, let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait a second. Where's the child that we see?
She's next to the girl, third to the back. He's next to her. I see him.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the little guy.
Yeah, he's just almost covered. He kind of blends in.
Okay. I guess they're all just they all were just happened to be
Yeah, happened to be there. I don't know if they're trying to slip in little by little and
no, not happened to be there. Mister, let me finish my sentence, you stink. Okay?
Alright.
I was thinking they all happened to be like pro Jinx like motivated, I guess. Like none of them happened to be crossing over from Piltover into Zaun and then like back. It was just kind of we're all like, yeah. I don't know. I guess I was kind of oh, okay. Let me just keep going because otherwise I won't make sense. So yeah, she gets held by our boy and said, "Hey, like Jinx is not your champion. She's not your jungler or whatever she is. I'm not sure.
Is that your jungler?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what she is. What is she in?
She's an ADC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guns.
he makes a good persuasive point. She hides while you suffer, and yet you refuse to hand her over. But we pan to the little announcing PA system that I was just chatting about, and somehow, Aisha has replaced or drawn on the system in such a way that it starts playing rock music.
Oh, you know what? This isn't her painting on it. This is
Oh,
her
is this her
replacing
using it? Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
that does make more
But
sense.
how the
I
heck
don't
would she?
understand it.
No, how the heck would she still get there without being noticed?
Yeah, I still don't understand how the hell she did it. But I guess it does make more sense than her painting over it.
No, I'm still not giving it a slide. There's no way
No,
Aisha.
for sure. I'm just saying. Like, it still makes zero sense how the hell she got that on there, like at all. I have no idea how she slipped in there and did all this and set all this up, because like she's, you know, not a professional by any means.
I can. Oh, so it kind of seems like that's the way they play the music. So like that's the record almost. And then
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. I get it. So she took that out of Jinx's and put that in there. But with the amount of security specifically around this location, I didn't really notice it first time around. I just kind of, happy little brain off, go woo. But now that when I rewatched it, I was like, wait a second, how did she get there? So, any theories, I will read them in chat. But let's see. Skip has a theory. The way I see this is Aisha setting this up on her own. Literally just a couple of fireworks and paint bombs, and then the Firelight Batman rallies everyone to run through the gate in the chaos. Okay, I can see the Batman. What this? He's the Batman. Encouraging everybody to go, but I still don't understand. Hey, game.
this specifically, how she got this on the PA system is like what baffles me the most. The
Yeah.
fireworks and everything else, I can believe that she kind of went around and set those up and like painting the monkey on the roof up there. Sure.
But like, even if there's a quote unquote beforehand, this is a checkpoint line. There are like barbed wires and security. Like, did she like scout it out for a day or two and know when they're off schedule? Like, it is not an easy task. That's all I'm trying to say. And specifically, they're looking out for people. You know?
Yeah, and maybe like at night it's not guarded, but even then, like that makes less sense. Why is the checkpoints not guarded at night? Or like maybe it's just easier for her to slip in and out. I don't know.
I know it's not important, like it doesn't change the story at all, but it's like one of those little things that kind of took me out of it, and I was like, whoa, for me. But it's only upon a rewatch, so just don't rewatch it, and you'll be good.
Just don't rewatch it. It's fine.
But so we get this like grand, explosive firework monkey drawn thing up on the wall, and like this is it's supposed to be a Jinx inspired.
Dare I say, lots of theatrics here.
Wait, no. Hey, don't take my point. Dude, I told you my point. You literally didn't point it out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. He took my point. I told him this point before stream.
I just said I said a word.
No. Whatever. Okay, you're foreshadowing for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate the setup. But basically the song was just like, I want to blow shit up, let's blow shit up, I want to blow shit up, and then, the crowd kind of, and then the song's like, let's set this place on fire. So, it's showing us once again that Jinx has definitely become a literal symbol. We see her like Batman. We see Isha like Batman up top with the hooded cape and like the. I thought that was Batman vibes for me. But yeah, cute, fun, theatric, definitely. And they all kind of charged the gate. And we also have the little bombs with the faces on them, which I was curious if she probably just took those from Jinx, right?
Yeah,
the little smoke bombs, or do you think she made the smoke bombs?
I think she might have made them too. I know she's been tinkering around with stuff.
Okay, so then it's been 3 to 6 months, and she knows already how to make really beautiful, perfect, awesome smoke bombs.
Yeah, I mean maybe she didn't make them by herself, kind of thing. I think she might have made them with Jinx.
Okay.
Because she's been tinkering around with Jinx. Like with little stuff, and then Jinx like took it out. Remember how Jinx like took it out of her hand right before it blew up, and then like uncorked it, so it didn't blow up. So like maybe she's been working with Jinx. She doesn't fully understand everything yet, but she's kind of becoming her little apprentice.
Chris, the only reason why I understand that no security system is not 100% in whatever word that is, it's really tiny, but thank you. It's really high up. So if she's a tiny kid, she would have to crawl up the pole, right? To put it in there. So if it's like low on the ground, yes, I'd be fine. But the fact that there'd be a child directly across from the table where enforcers are, like high up on the pole, I'd be like, okay, that would be so obvious to the point of where you'd have to roll like a 2 on your perception check to miss it, which I guess is possible. So I'm complaining about nothing, and it doesn't matter.
Maybe she's just like Jinx. She always rolls nat 20s.
Maybe. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It literally doesn't matter, so I shouldn't spend any time on it. But this next scene is Caitlyn and Maddie talking about the incident that we just saw, right? And Caitlyn and Maddie come to the conclusion that it's not Jinx very quickly. So I didn't like this line that she says, because she says, no body count, no theatrics.
So
did that was it theatrical to you?
So upon a rewatch, right? I know we talked about this a couple days ago, and I totally agreed with you that there were definitely theatrics, and I see and I just pointed out in the last scene that there were a lot of theatrics there. I will say it's not Jinx theatrics. Jinx theatrics are more scary, like horrifying.
She doesn't say that. She says no theatrics.
Yeah, I know, but like maybe that's what they're implying, like what she's implying. Like we saw the theatrics in the boxing gym, for example, how she lit it up and like kind of like baited them in. Like that Jinx is there before. Like Jinx puts on a show. Jinx doesn't come in and just start launching shit. like launching explosions everywhere.
Oh my god, why is chat telling me that ladders exist? I'm sorry. What, you think the little kid's carrying in the ladder and that wouldn't be more noticeable? Carrying in the ladder would be 10 times more noticeable than climbing up the pole.
But,
I love you guys, but what? I'm sorry.
but like theatrics as in the sense of like, for example, when she almost killed Caitlyn in that big explosion, like the first time that Caitlyn walked into one, like everything lit up. You saw the monkey, and then like bombs started. Like it's like very horrifying. It's like, oh, Jinx is here, and then boom, 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 blow up. Like like she always has that kind of like pre-show.
I understand, but I don't know in what world you wouldn't see fireworks and bombs with colorful smoke with umbrellas that slowly take them down as not theatrical. So
yeah, I don't know. I think it's poor word choice, if anything. But I like upon rewatching it, maybe that's what she meant more along those lines of theatrics. And I do agree that I would see this as a copycat only because Jinx technically would have been showing her face in this as attack, which she has not done.
Why would she be technically showing her face?
Because Isha's on the roof in the cloak, like quote unquote showing herself, and Jinx doesn't do that. Jinx sets up a show and then lets the show play out from the background. Mm-hmm. She's not there. She's never there. Like she's there, but she's always in the shadows, like playing with you. She's never just like full on like standing out in the open saying, "Hey, here I am." Boom, boom, boom. So yeah. I could see them definitely thinking.
I guess I wish they would have said something different besides. Yeah. Like I understand. Like you're right. Her theatrics are a bit more subtle and like scary, but I guess I wouldn't have preferred Maddie to say like no theatrics. I go, what? Yeah. Then what the fuck do you consider theatrics if it's not what we just saw? Spooky theatrics or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the word choice here is very poor. But
I don't know. I'm along the lines of like I don't think with the little they're hearing accounts from it. I don't know if that you could just be like, yeah, it's not. And then Ambessa even points out. Doesn't she point out why wouldn't you want to take this as like a lead kind of thing? Something? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just kind of during that moment was like, what? And what do you consider theatrical? Because I could just drop a bomb and that wouldn't be as theatrical, but and then we get this cool shot here, which I really enjoyed, of Caitlyn looking through the glass with Jinx, but like the eye is kind of lined up with Caitlyn's eye.
Yeah.
With Jinx's eye, Caitlyn's eye.
Curious as to what that shall mean for Caitlyn.
Yes, curious what that shall mean for Caitlyn.
Albeit, I mean, we kind of seen Caitlyn's story thought, but whatever. We're not gonna comment on that. Cupcake.
I guess for me, there wasn't much. The meat here is less. I don't know. I got like this episode really disappointed me. I can't wait to talk about episode 5. I'll be a bit more chipper when we get there. But this one, I was deprived on. I thought there was less. I don't think there was much meat. I felt like it was bone to bone each episode a bit, but it's bone to bone. Not that there's not good stuff in there. I'm trying to point them out. I'm also just getting more riled up about the stuff that didn't make sense to me because I only recently noticed it. Also, Maddie's thick. Just needed to point that out. I put that in my notes.
Okay, good. I'm kind of not the only one who noticed that.
Whipple noticed it too, it sounds like.
She was wearing cargo pants at first, but no.
Yeah, no, she's just like that.
Okay.
This also looks like she noticed.
Yeah, I think so. She took a moment. She did take a moment there. She ushers her out of the room and starts having a conversation with Caitlyn about. Okay, what do we think the true motivation of her having a conversation here?
I mean, maybe I'm taking this too literally, but her quite literally stoking the flames behind her. Kind of.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. You can't keep taking the shit I told you before.
No, we agreed on that. Okay. I don't want to hear that.
No, I said those exact words to you. Wow. Banned. Kicked out.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll die on this hill. This is a hill I'm willing to die on.
No, I said those words. That's okay. You can take them though. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I will. They're my words.
So we see Ambessa talking like, "Oh, I understand. Like I totally understand," while poking the fire, while prodding the fire, and you know. Um, you want to talk about this scene since you understand so well what's going on, Mister?
Uh,
That's okay.
no.
Okay, I got you. But basically,
I honestly forgot a lot of the dialogue here. Remember, I didn't take notes for this.
okay, I got you. I'll rely on my tiny, frail little notes. I'm sorry. Also, please understand that if you are listening to my live stream or afterwards, I really appreciate you being interested in talking about art with me. When I talk, especially when I've come to know you in chat and everything, I do speak pretty loosely because I have a lot of faith that you understand that I have that what my intentions are. But there are sometimes I will clarify myself if I feel like I've misspoken or misconveyed my true self. In regards to like saying there's no meat, there is meat here. I think what I was trying to say more lines of I was so hungry for more that I felt starved still from scene to scene and wasn't satisfied. Like I wasn't satiated with what I ended up getting from this episode in regards to pretty much everything. I mean, I did have good emotions and I was enjoying it throughout. But it was an episode for me where I felt the conversations could have been a bit stronger, and there were little moments where I was kind of characters didn't feel like they're normal characters. Like I was confused. And then I think I was really reflecting on it, and I think a lot of it has to do with the time skip. A lot of characters seem to have settled into a different or slightly more relaxed way of thinking, and I hadn't witnessed that, so I just had to kind of take it as this is how they are now. Like with Jinx saying how she doesn't really resonate with that part of herself, I was like, oh, we've already gotten here. That didn't really make sense to me, from the character I've perceived her to be. But I have been enjoying it. Like it's been a really interesting. Oh, bye Whipple.
Bye, Whipple.
He'll come back. His internet's just really bad.
Okay.
But I have really been enjoying it. I'm trying to take a more critical lens to it this time around because I have rewatched it now for a fourth time, and it's not gotten better with each watch, which just made me feel upset because with each rewatch for season 1, I wasn't finding that occurring with myself as much.
Yeah, and I will say, like, I do genuinely believe that the time skip was sort of a mistake. Because, like, Caitlyn, for example, we saw her so deep into her grief, so deep into her anger, and now it just seems like over the past 6 months she's kind of calmed down, and she's kind of become tired of, like, what she was. And it's like, I would have liked to see that. I would have liked her to see her go through day by day, like, her struggling to keep this war going every single day, and then kind of see her slowly start to break down over it. I would have liked to see Jinx slowly start slipping more and more into the sisterhood of her and Isha, or like even motherhood if you want to consider it that. And I would have liked to see her and Sevika's relationship kind of grow and blossom a little bit more. I would have liked to see her step away from being Jinx, and like I would have liked to see the progression of that. I would have liked to see Vi, for example, kind of get deep into that sulking, and instead of that montage of her just beating up a bunch of people, I would have liked to see her join that boxing ring and like become deeper friends with the shield dude and like all that. Like I would have liked to see all this. And I really think skipping over all of that in a time skip and then kind of giving us little glimpses of it is really just
it's putting me through emotional whiplash. I think is that what you feel?
Yeah,
okay.
Like I just don't understand how certain characters got here.
The thing is, I also think they're like it's really been testing me on in regards to if I'm capable of still being critical of something I'm enjoying, because I mean I think that's something is going to be interesting to see going forward with the discourse of Arcane, and I think I'm going to hold the majority of my actual thoughts until I see the ending, because I think that could put things into perspective more, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's entirely capable of trying to still. I still am enjoying this. Like I said, I'm still really enjoying watching it, but at the same time, looking at it and going, I'm a little confused here, or I think this doesn't make sense. I think this could be stronger. I think this is a bit weak, or maybe it undermines itself, or maybe there's really beautiful parallels here, and this kind of presents itself as art that is interpretive. It's been forcing me to be uncomfortable talking about it because I do know a large part of my community is Arcane lovers, so I'm like, uh-oh, I've didn't really enjoy this episode that much, and I'm just trying to share my experience with you guys as to why, because I am nervous that like people will listen and go, oh, wrong, goodbye, and then I go wee 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 and cry in the corner. But then at the end of the day, I got to pick myself up and go, well, I mean, I'm a person too, and I had this experience, and I'm just trying to explore with you guys. Hello, Whipple. Glad you didn't die.
Sorry about that, internet.
You're good.
I figured. It's okay.
Yeah, Silly explained almost immediately.
It's like the internet. But basically, I hope you can stick with me through my silly explorations as to why I felt let down at moments, but also I will definitely point out the moments that had me feeling my highs. And because I do think feelings are good indicator for something good or bad happening there, and then you can kind of dig deeper into the writing and the characters and see what they chose to do, and then you go, oh, there's something really well done happening here.
And I'll also point out, just for future reference, there's going to be a lot of times that you guys are going to see me specifically, probably be very controversial with myself. I'm probably going to say, hey, yeah, I really don't like what they did here. I really don't like this.
Oh my god, you are the most like flip flop. I love it so much.
I know. And then like the next scene, I'm like, guys, look, I love this scene so much.
You know what? You
understand.
You like Jason that way. Jason's like constantly gonna flip flop. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to point out because this episode for me was it tested me in that way, and I like that. Like I'm excited to be here and talk about it. So basically, to finish off this scene, or to go back to this scene, we have Ambessa talking to Caitlyn about the. I wasn't 100% sure here. Motivating her further?
Yeah.
Fearless, but still calls her child again, right? And we also see Caitlyn talk back, which felt like, to me, someone's. I don't know. I've struggled to see her truly authoritarianly. Like her.
Yeah.
Every time, especially later on when she's interviewing Silco, or fuck, Singed. Silco, yeah, no, Singed, when she's interrogating Singed, I struggled to see her actually as intimidating. And every, like here too, when she says the blade cuts both ways, I struggled to see her as actually intimidating. And Bess is like, fearless child, you're never shy. And then she says if it wasn't Jinx at the checkpoint, one of them knows where she is. We gotta do a rest. We have to have a rest, and maybe we can figure it out if we are allowed a little bit more violence. And then they hit the theme on the nose with Caitlyn saying the line of, why does peace or always need to be justified for violence? Something like that.
Yeah.
And this is where I was curious if Ambessa actually was feeling this emotion, or if she was just kind of talking to motivate Caitlyn. Like, do we think when she says these lines of like, we've lost so many, the anger, the sorrow, it's tiring, God knows it's tiring, but they will never rest knowing that she's out there. Like, do we think she's saying this to like make it herself more, what I'm trying to say?
I do think it's slightly manipulative.
Okay.
In the sense of she wants to have Caitlyn under her thumb, and the only thing keeping Caitlyn under her thumb is her like need and want and desire to capture and basically kill Jinx. Like her vengeance against Jinx was her like main in to getting that control over Caitlyn. Once Caitlyn's kind of has that lens taken away from her, I feel like she's going like that's when she'll like okay that was when I was hoping she would start questioning everything that she's doing and start turning on Ambessa, maybe a little bit slower than we got it. But like, like I feel like that was her main motivation for the martial law. That was her main motivation for becoming general, and that was her main motivation for going under Ambessa's thumb was to get Jinx. So maybe she's trying to restoke that flame. But
It was definitely
yeah.
interesting. I mean, it was her back was turned to her, so we can see her eyes a bit more closely, and she seems not. She seems motivated and enraged, and I think she's that enragement that she's pulling from is the fact that Mel's missing.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't
The
think
dark
it's the
side
same
of it.
motivation that Caitlyn has. Like this, I don't think she truly actually cares if they find Jinx or not. More of
Yeah,
a matter of,
she
um,
cares less for Piltover than she does for Mel.
yeah, for sure. So I think that's that scene. I enjoyed seeing Ambessa. I think I want her to adopt me, honestly. But
Ambessa?
I'm in a mood today, okay?
Kind
I feel like that.
The mood to be adopted by Ambessa.
Okay.
I just need to
I
be
feel like. I
punished.
feel like. Okay, okay, never mind.
Um,
Never mind. You know
Sorry.
what? Yeah, no, we can move on to
Sorry,
solo. It's
continuing
fine.
on. Continuing on. I know, I just want my mom to yell at me.
Yeah,
I,
I want the opposite of that.
okay, well, let's keep going. So we get Sallow again. But he's a little drunk. He's got a little enough. He's had enough. Look at those eyes. Oh, man, he's seen
God, he's an alcoholic.
enough alcohol for
He's a wineaholic, actually.
wineaholic. Yeah, because wine is for the finer class, finer
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. To me, wine and like any hard liquor feels like the difference between like crack and cocaine.
Okay, I don't even know how to compare those two, but sure,
But
totally.
cocaine is a rich man's drug.
Gotcha. Okay, totally.
You're seen as a fine all the rich people do coke, but if you do crack, it's the same thing basically, but it's a dirtier version. You know.
I can't speak on this, but I will take your word. So yes, we
Uh
see Salo drinking wine and sulking, saying how he used to throw the best parties and man, I miss it. And then he kind of calls out, I forget their name. Crap.
last, I think,
Les. Thank you. Calls out Les, like, I know you're only here because you know how to inflate my ego, but they're like, why they hired. But anyway, okay. Basically, the most important thing that this scene is very quick. What, like 30 seconds, maybe? I'd say. Basically, this scene is to say, hey, Sallow's gonna go check out the magical healer that we see, or that we hear mentioned, and, well, we know it's Victor, right? So, it's, I guess, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But also seeing him sulk.
Zero difference between the two, by the way.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Skip in chat said it's funny for me that wine and hard liquor is also the same as crack and cocaine. No difference. Yeah, no difference. Absolutely none. Exact same. I will not be expanding anymore.
Well, I can't, again, I can't speak on it. But yeah, basically, that's what we also get from this scene too. I should say that we know he's been doing this for some time, and that it seems like it's not working. He does like grab Lest and was like, "Hey, please come back tomorrow," because the effects are wearing off. You know, it's not as strong and.
Also, something I like to talk about this scene is the council completely like gone because of martial law?
I don't know.
Because he said he talks about the new people or whatever being in the council, something like that. I don't know if they established a newer council and like he's just been thrown away, or if Caitlyn's quite literally just in control of everything because it's martial law and she's the general. Like I actually don't understand the role of the council anymore. I mean, especially with Mel and Jace missing, there would only be two council members. They would either have to reestablish a new council without Salo in it, or Caitlyn would just be in control of everything. I have no idea. I would like to see how the politics in Piltover work because I'm very curious about them now.
I think that's everything. That's kind of what's up.
Somebody, David said that Maddie said they could reestablish the council, so it is gone for now.
Reestablish would probably mean like you'd have to hire
Like,
new people
get new
or
people,
find new
but
people.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, so like it's probably not in existence right now. Like there is no
No.
council.
Oh yeah. Reestablish the council. I mean, I guess do those council members still? Would they still get their spots back, or would it be like a client? I don't know. We don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know how it would work. I get, and then again, I don't know how those people got their places in the first place. So, however, however that happened.
I'm not really sure how their system works, honestly. I mean,
Yeah,
it seems like you can vote people in, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Vote
I
people out.
do that.
Okay, so my thought I had to share is so stupid. I think I might have already said it. Maybe I haven't. I'm not a huge fan of Sevika's new hair. That's all.
That's all.
That's a specific thing that you complained to me about.
Did I?
Yeah, I
Oh.
know.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. Me too.
I don't know. I think it feels like greasy and like wet or laid.
Crazy.
Oh no, just it feels like not Sevika. It feels like a little boy haircut for Sevika. Like, just I don't know. I don't know.
I like the hair, but she does look like a rat or some kind of animal that was.
And you know
dropped in a
why she
bathtub.
looks like a rat? Because of the hair. Okay.
Not
Is
like
this
that
because-
was pulled out of like a bathtub and they're unhappy about it. I like the haircut, but you're kind of you are right.
You know what? Like 2 weeks ago, I went to a salon and they fucked up my hair, and I kind of looked like this for a little bit.
Oh my god, you low key did.
I
No
feel-
way.
I feel like this is a jab at me.
Wait, no. I meant like you got it fixed though, so it's all good now.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but like, damn.
Okay, wait. I think I should chat. Are you okay with a quick side story? It's like 1 minute. Please tell me you're okay with it. I need to redeem myself. Man, I'm really. Maybe I shouldn't be on the internet. I feel like maybe I'm not a good person for the internet. Alright. Here's the quick little story about ST's haircut, okay? ST has 2 best friends that he's known for a very long time, okay? And we all rock climb together. We are rock climbers, woo! I pull up, post haircut. ST's looking different, right? Haircut. Looking kind of like this, actually. But like, imagine it super curly. But like a bob curly haircut. I look at his 2 friends. I go, you guys have already made fun of him, right? And they look at me and go, keep in mind, their friend group is very, let's say, very jokey, harsh towards one another.
One of them is very much a dick. All right, he likes to make jokes constantly about everyone. So the moment that I stepped into his car and he goes, "Oh, it looks good," I knew he was lying.
Wait. Okay, listen, I was setting up a story, but that's okay. So 2 friends are always like telling him stinky stuff, like joking around. They're all joking around all the time, like, "Oh, you stink. Oh, look at you, you stupid." I just know that's how they are. So I look at both of them and go, "You make fun of Esty yet? Like you know?" And they're like, "Why would I make fun of Esty? The haircut's solid." And I like in the very back of my mind heard this echoing of berries and cream, and I'm like, oh my god, I have like a vital friend choice to make. Do I like help and say, hey, I think your haircut's a little messed up and doesn't suit you well, but then like maybe potentially ST and I are like not on good terms, or I don't know, I was like, okay, well maybe I'm just wrong, maybe this is the new, maybe this is in. So basically we rock climb for like 3-4 hours, and at the very end I go, okay, do you want to know my joke that I was gonna say or no? And ST was like, yeah, I think I could take it. And I'm like, here's the joke. Berries and cream. And ST looks at me like, no, wow, that just broke my soul. And I felt bad. But then, all of a sudden, his one best friend turns to him and just unleashes, like, yeah, actually, like it's like too big here, and like, I don't know, the whole time I secretly didn't like it.
He called me Edna from Incredibles.
He did! He called you Edna from Incredibles.
Like,
So, but basically, I helped ST come to terms with the fact that he had been gaslighting himself into thinking he liked it, and I did it in maybe not the nicest way, and I'm sorry for that, ST. I'm sorry. But
no, you're fine.
and then you ended up getting like a fire haircut to fix it up, and now you look great. All right. So, moral of the story is sometimes you gotta be a real friend and just tell them how it is, and it'll make them happier in the end. Okay?
Yeah, tell them they look like shit.
Yeah, basically.
Make fun of your friends.
Make fun of your friends. Okay, back to Arcane. So, but yeah, basically my first note was, ew, hair, okay. And then, after that, we have Sevika kind of being peeved off at Jinx for not partaking in anything, and kind of making a pretty solid argument that she has a really solid chance at binding the Undercity together, and that they could get something going. She says the line about something like Silco spent his whole life doing something like that, right? Sorry, I'm trying to find where I'm at. Do you mind Okay. You mind chatting about it while I find myself?
Yeah. This scene in particular, what do they even talk about that later on in
Oh, I
this
found it.
scene in
I'm okay.
particular?
It's up to
Okay,
you if you
that's
want to
fine.
keep going.
No, move on because I forget what they talk about specifically, other than the whole. I mean, Isha kind of looking like she's a little. Isha looks like she wanted to take credit immediately with the way she put on her hat and tipped it, but that was about all I want to talk about this scene.
Yeah, basically, Sevika thinks that Sevika. Okay, that's freaking weird. Sevika thinks that it's Jinx, but
But she
Caitlyn.
wasn't there though.
No, I'm just saying like the fact that Sevika. Okay, but Caitlyn and Maddie weren't there.
Yeah, but they also have all of the evidence and like lots of eyewitnesses and reporters coming to them. Sevika has people saying, "Oh my God, Jinx is back!" Everybody in Zon going, "Jinx is
Yeah,
back!
yeah,
Jinx
that's
is
fair.
back!"
Okay,
So,
I'll take that. But basically, it's like, yo, what the heck is that? Like, why didn't you, or what was that? You could have told me. And then Jinx is genuinely confused, no idea what you're talking about. That wasn't you. And then I think that's where the little cute Aisha is like, I want to take no, I want to take,
yeah, she looks so ready to.
I want to take ownership.
She went, "Yeah."
Yeah. But besides that, she's kind of making this point of if you could be there, like you have become something beyond yourself. You are definitely she says you're a symbol, and you have a chance here. Please. Jinx says an interesting line in response that okay, so Sevika's trying to roll persuasion here, trying to really get to Jinx. And she does that by choosing the line that Silco sacrificed so much to protect you. He believed in your potential.
Mm-hmm.
And she does say this kind of angrily, but Jinx's line back was, well, then he shouldn't have died.
Which is a crazy line for her to say.
Because she did, in fact,
Mm-hmm.
kill him. It's Wolf! You better be driving, Wolf. You better be careful.
And Wolf has been chatting a little bit. I'm assuming that Wolf is not driving anymore. I would hope.
All right, Wolf. You better not be.
Especially with these big paragraphs, Wolf.
Yes. Or maybe at a red light. Okay. But, yeah, it was an interesting line, because it shows that there's a lot of...
Oh, good night, Julian.
Good night, Julian.
Good night, King Julian.
King Julian. We make fun of our own chat. Wow, this is not going well. Oh, man. Okay. But yes, basically, he shouldn't have died.
Eric, don't use those don't use that specific line with me in the room. I'm going to go in a tangent.
What
Jinx was crazy once. It reminds me of the I was crazy once.
I think that's what he's referencing.
Oh no.
I think yes, if it's Eric, then that's definitely he's good at referencing stuff like that.
Oh no.
Yes.
He's gonna launch me into a crazy tangent.
No, I'll mute you if you need me to. Don't worry.
I start repeating lines, just mute me. Good, glad you're home safely.
I do think similar to what you were thinking, Venus, like it seems more along the lines of she's still hoping, even after all this time, with it. Like she's angry at him for dying, but it's not in the so that happens all of the time, right? Like there can be a lot of emotions you go through when you grieve someone that has passed away. And being angry at them for dying is definitely a valid one to have. I just don't know if that's still one that you would have if you are the one that took their life. And maybe this could speak to what you were saying, Esty, that she's kind of trying to become this like third person, like this not quite Jinx, not quite Powder.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she doesn't really resonate with that choice that she made.
But there's a scene directly following this that counters that point.
Okay, well, I'm fucking lost then. Help me.
Yeah. So right after this, in her conversation with Silco, she finally accepts that she was the one who murdered him for the first time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
She says like, "Oh, after I kind of murdered you and all, sorry about that," Like,
okay, wait,
so,
let's just get there because that's a good point. But it's an interesting line. It's a line that's doing two things for sure. And I think it draws the attention to how she's feeling about it rather than just saying literal. But then Sevika's like, "Hey, well, you should and come to Vander statue. We're gonna I'm trying to grab anybody I can, including the Firelights, and if you just are there, then we might have a chance at this. We might be able to get something going. And then she says she's got to go bother someone. And then that's when we get the scene that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm full of snot. 1 second, I gotta blow my nose. But feel free to keep going.
Yeah, this scene I found particularly interesting because still giving this silent treatment, by the way, is like as if she's still talking to like an imaginary figure of him. I wonder if she's seeing him. But I want to get to the
But yeah, I wasn't sure if I think she was seeing him. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Like, I know they're normally pretty good about showing us that, but they're not showing us the chair at all.
Only
Which kind of
at the end.
Yeah, on account of the murdering and all. Maybe Sevika's right on account of murdering and all. So like that line specifically, I actually want to back that up real quick if I can.
I know Sevika's right. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and I probably owe it to you on account of the murdering and all. So, yeah, she's starting to finally feel the responsibility of killing Silco and what that did to Zaun. And like I do actually really like this scene for her development, even though we don't get too much of it. But it does finally show her that she's starting to accept responsibility for her actions in general. And I think that really speaks to how she's been raising Isha and how she's going to feel after the most recent after episode 6 especially. So, I don't know. I'm curious as to like what this development means for her specifically, but yeah, I do really enjoy that she's finally taking acceptance for the murdering of Silco. I feel like she didn't do that before.
You guys are allowed 4 sneezes. Remember, deliberate among yourselves. Sorry, they were frustrated that I was blowing my nose, and they're like, maybe they can sneeze. I'll grant you 1 sneeze, 1 extra sneeze, a 5th sneeze.
Wow, you're handing these things out.
No, I'm not. 5 sneezes. I probably sneezed. No, amongst how many people? No.
We've gone from a strict no sneeze policy to 5 sneezes.
Okay, you know what? I take it back. No sneezes. No extra sneeze.
No.
I take it back. I have the power to take it back. I'm just like Caitlyn. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Okay.
So he has become a tyrant of sneeze.
Yes. To build off of what you were saying with this scene, I thought... Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to be able to talk about the scene in a way that I find interesting.
Mm-hmm.
She... No.
Oh no.
Okay, my body doesn't want me to talk about this scene.
Yeah, it's the end of Silly, by the way, guys. Sorry.
But she says at the end of the scene, I guess you're really gone. There's no reason to stay here anymore. Right? I've got something going now. I don't want to mess this up. I thought the fact that she is still speaking to Silco in her head, maybe, right? Shows how much she's grieving and also how connected she was to Silco.
I actually...
Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Alright. I would like to point out, though, that Silco, quote-unquote, is giving her the silent treatment, which means she's not hearing his voice anymore.
Does she hear his voice anymore past this?
Maybe, I don't know if she actually... Yes, she does.
Okay. When?
Or maybe it's not her voice. Maybe it's just Jinx and Vi in her head. But when she's told that Isha has been taken, she hears voices for the first time.
Oh, she does see like all of those little. Yeah. One of them's Silco. Okay, all right. We're just gonna have this conversation now because this choice here to have her talk with dead Silco and like show that she's really missing him, and kind of coming to terms with that he's gone maybe for the first time. I was confused by how quickly she was excited to go help Vander. If they maybe didn't include this scene and just went with the time skip and went with her and Aisha having a good time and maybe showing her have more responsibility there, I would have. I don't know. Actually, I just in general, when she finds out Vander's alive, which is at the very end of this episode, it's not long from now,
Mhm.
and then this is within the same day, right? Within the same day or two that
Yeah.
this they go to the Vander statue, and then Warwick slash Vander we find out is still alive, and she notices that she just spent this intimate moment with Silco, uh, talking to dead Silco just now, showing how much she cares, and then is really quick to going like, "Dad's back, like he's your dad too," kind of thing. I was just taken aback and wanted to read through your thoughts on it. I guess I think she wouldn't want to save Vander because it feels like Silco's her father. Like Silco's become for the last what 10, no 8 years. I
Oh, I mean, albeit, is it so wrong, or yeah, is it so wrong to say that you've had multiple fathers, multiple people who have had that impact on your life, like, or even just multiple people like that you care about in that way? Because like you can have.
I agree that you can, but I guess for me it was like we undid everything that we just worked so hard to do for season one.
Yeah, I mean, but albeit, is it undoing it, or is it?
Well, yeah, especially when she goes to ask for Vi's help.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I feel like if anything, she would maybe just want Vander for herself. Like
yeah.
I don't know, but then she has like she has lines later on, and we can. I maybe I'm bringing this up too soon. We shouldn't have, but I thought this scene showed to me that she really was super sad about Silco not being here and kind of coming to terms with that. I don't know.
I think it can be both. I think she's allowed to be upset that Silco's gone while still being happy that Vander's back.
It's just too
Because
much of a switch for me.
and,
I don't
and
think this is earned. I don't think her switch back to being sensitive and caring and all this is like it doesn't feel earned.
like maybe I feel as though, like, man, you can say I'm wrong completely. But like maybe you view it this way because of the adversity between Silco and Vander and how different they were. But like Jinx doesn't really view it that way. Jinx views Silco and Vander as these two amazing people. They may have had different ideas, but they're still both like equally as amazing in her mind.
Okay,
So
so
like
it's more
putting
of
them
like,
that way,
hmm,
like it's just she has love for both of them, no matter what. She her love didn't die. Her love for Vander didn't die because she went to Silco and spent time and grew to love Silco.
She was
She
also, sorry, I didn't mean to
no,
interrupt
go
you. Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
She was also directly responsible for Vander's demise, but seeing that he's alive, maybe she wants like a second chance of what she,
Mm,
fucked up for Silco.
okay,
that's also a really good point. It's finally like an ability, like finally a time where she can correct her mistakes.
okay. I think that sways me. I guess I just felt there was a quick forgetting of Silco, or I don't know. There was. I guess you can have like two dads at once. In a way.
Yeah, you can have that, like that love, like that kind of
Like
love.
what would have happened though? Just what? Okay, just for like the fun of it, let's talk about this. What do you think would have happened if she didn't kill Silco? Singe was still doing his thing. That's very clear.
Mhm.
Let's just say she didn't kill Silco, and
Vander
Warwick
came.
Banner came back. What would
Yeah,
we have in that moment? Let's say it's the exact same. It plays out. Whatever.
I
Sorry, go ahead.
I think she would have went like behind Silco's back
Okay.
to care for Vander in secret. Honestly,
It's just then that's interesting. It speaks to her. I just took her tie with Silco as so genuine, but maybe it's not precedented on genuine. I don't know. It's like really complicated because I don't
it's
think she would betray Silco, but I also don't like that is. I would be
the
all that would be awesome if we had him still alive and that happened.
yeah. I mean, the same way that she went like turned her back on Silco to go find Vi when Vi came back.
Mhm.
The second that Vi came back, like when she realized that Vi was still alive and still out there, I feel like
Mhm.
she would have done the same thing with Vander, and it would have been a lot of conflicting emotions, and maybe it wouldn't have worked out, or maybe it would have worked out with Vander, and maybe she could have reintroduced the two of them eventually, but giving a different story here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know how that would have went, but I do feel as though she still would have had that same love.
Like her loyalty
for
and love still lives more deeply with Vander rather than Silco.
Not more. I think it's equal. I don't think she could choose.
Yeah, that would be so interesting to see that like tear her apart.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
do fundamentally stand for a different ideal and like a different way of
Mhm.
approaching things.
Yeah, and like I think that I don't think she loves one more than the other or anything like that. I think it's just an equal love for the two of them.
Mm.
And
Okay.
that's just something that she would have to cope with.
Okay. I can see that. I guess I felt it was so quick, but maybe that speaks to the little girl that's still inside her that's just yearning for stuff to go back together.
Yeah,
You know,
she still wants that like fathership from somebody. She wants somebody to take care of her.
I also was kind of excited to see her. I think in the was episode 2 when she's floating in that water, and she's
Mhm.
saying how there's no one giving her directions anymore. There's not Vi and there's not Silco, Vander, or whatever. That she kind of I was interested in her finding her own voice, her becoming very strong in herself, but I guess it doesn't mean she still couldn't want her father. I just something about it felt so fast. Like it felt really like immediately. I don't know.
Yeah,
But because
I
of this
agree.
scene here, it showed me how much she misses him.
Mhm. But I also think that just speaks to her conflicting emotions. And I don't think that we necessarily won't see her talk to Silco again. Like I don't think Silco's completely out of the picture just because Vander's back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I wish that we would have seen her talk to Vander more while she was with Silco. Maybe that would have set this up a little bit better, especially for like your viewing of it. If she would have like still shown that she had cared about Vander in the same way that she still cares about Silco. But because Silco is kind of still more recent, I feel like that's why she's still
Okay.
this in like still talking to him and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it could have been set up differently to better communicate the point, but I do think that was the thing that they were going for, that she cares equally about the two of them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I just kind of was in a weird emotional spot. Like I wasn't trying to specifically view it as a problem. I just for me it was so quick and I didn't feel like I had the time to adjust to her going back to
Yeah,
like this family, like bring Vi along and whole adventure thing.
yeah. And when you first mentioned it to me, I completely agreed with you that it felt very strange. But like thinking deeper into it, I think I'm starting to understand where her head is a little bit more.
I overall just don't really understand Jinx is what I'm realizing. I think her character
Yeah,
the reason I don't really enjoy spending time with her character is because uh she's very unpredictable, but I don't it's I don't
she
know
has
if it's
complex.
on me or if it's just on. That's why I think I might sound not too happy. It's just because I don't know. It's really complicated to me.
Yeah, she has such complex emotions because she's had so many different people raise her and then leave her and manipulate her
Mhm.
and change her fundamentally. So like she's just so conflicted on how her love gets expressed.
Mhm. Okay. Well, thanks for helping me understand that a bit better. I feel a little bit better about her being okay with like Vander coming back now.
Yeah, and I am like curious on how chat feels about that entire thing as well. Because like I like my perspective is just one perspective on it. I could be not the true intention behind it. Your perspective is a different one. You know, it could go either way. I think it's more up to the viewer at that point.
I think for me it was also that I tie Vander so closely with her old life, which I
With
felt
Powder.
like with Powder, and I guess her accepting Vander back into her life is almost accepting Powder back into her life in a way.
Hmm.
So, uh,
And
uh
that also kind of goes with what I was talking about before with maybe Jinx is trying to find like the whole Jinx is dead thing. Maybe she's trying to find a bridge between the two of them
mhm.
to create a third personality. So maybe she's very complex, and
She
it's
does
one of the
say
things
there's
I
no
didn't
reason
like
to stay
about it.
here anymore. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. I feel less emotional about it. But again, I don't maybe it's just an effect of the pacing rather than an effect of anything
Yeah, it's
else.
everything's very like not everything's completely fleshed out, which I don't really enjoy. I think we could have done very well with the season 3, but you know, I think we're asking for too much, I guess.
I wanted more sad, so I liked this scene. I guess was sad scene. I guess if you've ever like had loved one die, you just go, oh yeah, this you talk to them because you talk to them about your thoughts and stuff.
Yeah, and I guess I can't relate too much to that.
That's good. I don't want you to. Actually, I'm gonna find where you live and kill people you love. And
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, just throw me down that path, and then I'll start talking to my dead family. It'll be fine.
Cool. I do appreciate your perspective. Thank you for taking the
Yeah.
time to, because I just initially had like a reaction of really already, but
Yeah, like,
now that
knee-jerk
you've
reaction.
yeah, the knee-jerk reaction, but as you kind of worked me through it, I see how in her mind it could still be both, not necessarily like she went to Silco and that's it. But all right, I'll think on it. All right. When I'm taking a poo, I'll have a good think.
Yeah, that's the best time to think.
Yeah. Okay. So we get our next scene of the beating interrogation, and they get out of him successfully that it's something's going to happen at Vander statue. But we also get the scene in parallel to Caitlyn having a memorial, or not memorial, lighting. Yeah, I would say a memorial. That's like putting something down for her mother and the other dead counselors. Mini memorial.
And Echo's people doing the same for Echo.
Correct. I like that happening. I like that. While we have the whole punching in the face thing.
Which, by the way, until Silly pointed it out to me, I did not realize that they had thought Echo had died. I don't know how I completely like it just never occurred to me. Especially with them like I didn't realize that them adding Echo onto the mural here was like new. I didn't realize that it was like a new painting. I thought he had always been there for some reason. And I just for some reason slipped my mind that oh yeah, all of Echo's people think that Echo died. But yeah, no, just a little tidbit there. And like I am very like I'm so curious to see how Echo's people are dealing with that loss, and we don't really see it. I mean, we see the tree in the scene, and we see that it's kind of still dying, but we don't really see how Echo's people are coping or how they're doing at all. And I'm really disappointed by that. I hope we see more of that.
Yeah, the tree's still alive, but it's struggling. It's struggling.
Yeah, it looks a lot worse than it was. It doesn't look as full of life. It looks withering.
It's sad. This is actually the kind of place I would imagine Whipple would live in. Actually.
The sad version or the happy version?
Oh, yeah, in the tree. You'd definitely be down here. Like this is they're your prime spot, you know? Actually, yeah, you'd probably be working with Heimerdinger, I think.
Working with Heimerdinger.
Speaking of, did they not give a damn that he's also gone? He's not
Heimerdinger?
Painting, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
he's not on the painting. Why wouldn't he be on the painting? I guess maybe they're like, oh, he went up back the top side.
I don't know who half those fucking people are, but Heimerdinger isn't on the mural.
Yeah. I would say only Little Man knew who half these people were. Not anybody, or not the people of Echo's like little tree place. Yeah, they don't give a damn about Heimerdinger, I guess. After he played with the bubbles with that kids.
Okay, wait. So yeah, Heimerdinger. But was it? Didn't we establish that was only like a week or two?
Yeah, potentially.
So maybe he's just kind of a passerby or guy. You know, I don't know. I don't know what dictates if you can get on the mural. Why wouldn't they throw Clagger on there? Little man, of course, would put Clagger on there.
Yeah, that would echo that anything else.
Good point. I love how Whipple just comes in like once every 10 minutes with like a one-liner wisdom shot and then like backs the back up. Meanwhile, SD and I are just like, I don't know. Oh, we're wrong, right? And then unmute, wise, remute.
It's like an old sage.
Yes.
Cool, thank you.
Of course. I love having you on. Thank you for joining. Okay. So yes, we have like that shot, and we're setting up to Vander's statue. And we get this. Oh yeah, I wanted to pause on this cool shot of Caitlyn kind of turning around, looking real. I almost said editorial, dictatory, vampire, Yes, this is a
Vampiric.
vampiric. Yes.
She reminded me of Castlevania.
Yeah. I agree. Okay. Thank you for your wisdom. All right, so we continue on, and we have at this gathering, right, a whole bunch of people.
Okay, by the way,
Yeah.
how is that man not dead?
I think he's on the brink of it.
I know, but God, rip this blade into him over and like that man is dead. I'm sorry. That
Yeah.
is like
I guess
that is
Rictus
like,
also has big muscles too. I feel like one punch would do you.
yeah, like that is like prime Mike Tyson just beating the hell out of me while I'm tied to a chair.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Maybe he's got a fighter spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, I sure. Better than me, I guess.
Okay, so this next part we get. Oh wait! Oh my god! I almost forgot about the cute part that I loved so much. There's this little fish station that Vi likes to eat at, and then when he notices he needs to close his shop, he swings down. Also, this is Singe that walked by, right? Or who was it that walked by? Do we know? It's just like a hooded, dark figure.
That looks like a woman to me. Maybe.
Okay. I clocked it very briefly as like hooded thin person, and I was like, Singe, question mark, maybe? But whoever he sees makes him close the shop up. But maybe someone in chat knows. Whipple, do you by chance know who he saw that made him close shop up?
I mean, maybe it was just the.
Wait, I asked the wisdom of
Sorry,
Whipple.
I don't remember clearly enough what Singed wears casually. That does look like his frame, and I think he does have a hood on his cloak, and it would make sense that if he saw Singe, Silco's original secondhand man, he'd close the fuck up.
Yeah, he'd probably be like, what the heck? Okay, maybe not though.
Especially if he hasn't been seen in a long time.
I only think it could be that he saw these people, like the firelights, because they open up a door.
It could be the fire.
And albeit again, this kind of does look like woman. Looking at the front. Look at the front. The front of that person. It looks like woman.
I think you mean the chest. I thought it was an
Yes.
arm crossed over. Oh no, it is. It might be a
That
chest.
that's a movie. That looks like woman.
I also thought it was an arm, but
No, I think
as
her
they walk
arms are at her
away,
side.
correct, yeah.
I'm like 90% sure.
I
Yeah.
thought it was the
Yeah.
left arm, but you can see the left, yeah.
I'm like sitting here like I don't think so. It's not. It couldn't be Vi. I know. Well, not that we see, but yeah, no, there's no hint of it. That's why, like, I don't know. But does that person nod? It's not his head at Jericho to say, "Hey, come on." Yeah, yeah. I think so. Maybe that's why he does it. Like it's time. Yeah. Yeah, I think she's like, "Come on, let's go. Time. It's time." Yeah. Okay. Mhm. We're here to protect you. Mm, yeah. Yeah, he has a left, bro. Kind of sick. Oh, oh, you are. They just missed that whole cute little scene.
No. Tell me when it's fixed,
No.
chat. Oh man.
Oh no.
Tell me
That is
when
so
it's
unfortunate.
fixed.
You gotta stop hitting that button.
I don't even know what button it was. Okay, maybe it's working. Maybe it's
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah, you unmute it. Yeah, you unmute it right after that. You're
Did
good.
it? Thank
Yeah,
you,
you're good.
everybody. Aw, everybody who told me I was muted, you get one sneeze. Okay?
Yeah,
Thank
personal
you.
sneeze.
Personal sneeze for you. Thank you so much. Oh,
And
yay.
then Skip said I was tempted to gaslight you.
You should next time. All right, so none of that beautiful. Obviously, I broke down the poetry of this poster in front of us.
Yeah, that should have. I mean, she really went into depth about
I
what this poster
did.
for the future of the story.
Basically, I was like, this poster foreshadows the ending of the world, but you must look at it closely to see that. Sophisticated, quite. But yes, so basically, this poster is like probably Caitlyn or Ambessa that said, hey, we should maybe put some propaganda down there that we're good or like we're trying to help out. I don't know whose idea this was, but it's interesting that it exists nonetheless. And it's imagery
Yeah.
of Caitlyn standing proud and nice smile with her vampiric shroud, and the worker, like an enforcer, shaking the hand of a working man, and they kind of have that iconic Industrial Revolution look from the American Times. And then we have like a cute little boy with bushy hair, and we got the enforcers drawn on, and then the eyes of Caitlyn, drawn on as well. So I don't know whose idea it was, but it's interesting that they're trying to put posters up in the Undercity of, hey, we're cool.
Yeah. Trying to influence the Undercity at all when they know it's just gonna get ruined like this.
Okay, so yes, so we get our we get our scene with the statue,
Mm-hmm.
greasy
Do
hair,
like it being a Vander
little rat.
statue.
What's that? You like the Vander statue?
I like it. I like the rally being at the Vander statue. It
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
that the people still really care about what
Oh yeah, we get
Vander
our
was.
fishman. Our fishman's still here. I see him. I didn't clock him the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So yeah, Sevika's kind of in charge. She's giving a little speech about how we all need to work together. We all grew up here.
There's Singe.
Yeah, okay. Can we talk about why we think Sin showed up?
I don't know. I really don't know what his purpose is here.
Alright, Whipple, this is where your wisdom comes in. Why the fuck is Singed here? What? The once wise wizard has no response?
I can't think of a good reason why Singe would be here. He could still believe in freedom for the Undercity, so he wanted to see what the rally is about, but Singed is too independent in his own motives to give a damn to me. I don't know why he's here.
The only thing I read, let's see. The only thing I read that might make sense is he specifically wants an opportunity to showcase Warwick. And this
He's not making Warwick for a spectacle. He's making it to.
Yeah, but he's playing chess is what I'm understanding. It's like he knew that it would showcase Warwick and that Ambessa would or someone in a position of power would want to utilize him, and that it would be like in his best interest to kind of I don't know. Maybe that's too far. Maybe it could also just be he wanted to test it out.
Know that they were gonna show up.
Yeah, because like I feel like he would have had Warwick closer and not still strapped up. Because Warwick almost seemed like a last resort. Like he dropped his blood and then made Warwick escape his containment. Because he was still
I
like
see him. I could see him wanting to test to see just how well that blood scent tracking. I don't remember the name
No,
of
but
the
he was
Mhm.
so
tactic, but
confident. He was like, "Hey, little one, we're fine. We're getting out of here." So he knew. Like he wasn't even. It was so sinister for him to be confident. Like, yo, it's good. It's coming.
it
Yeah,
would
I
also
just
still require him knowing that the enforcers are about to crash the party, which I don't know how he would.
Well, see, maybe he's playing chess in his head. I don't know. I just also like he's. Have we ever seen him in daylight?
yeah. Is this man like a vampire? Does he go out during the day?
I was surprised upon rewatch to see him here. The first time through, I didn't really think about it, honestly. I was like, "Oh, Singe is here, cool." And then I was upon rewatch kind of confused, but I'm interested in ideas. So like I see what you're saying, Skip. Like he wants Nox's resources for research, just like I understand the theory of maybe he meant to do like this was so orchestrated. He was so many steps ahead that he knew all of it would work out the way that it kind of did. But I don't know. It's a lot of confidence.
But the only reason I can't believe that is because he's so independent. He has like, as far as we know, he's just been on his own little missions right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Like,
okay, but
like,
here,
how does he have any idea of like what's going to happen here?
oh, like you
Like
don't think he's been
Ambessa,
listening?
yeah, that Noctis would show up. Like, how would he have any clue if he doesn't have any ears to the ground?
Mm.
You know, like I just I don't understand. I understand that he's smart enough to be several steps ahead. I just don't understand how he got there. And there's no way of him like really understanding that.
Yeah, because it did seem. I mean, the way the way it was laid out in my viewpoint, Sevika kind of seemed like this was not a super planned thing. Like a week or two in
Mhm.
advance, it seemed like, hey, we're gonna do this thing tonight. Like let's or
Tonight,
yeah,
yeah.
let's go. But maybe Singed was uh maybe he was okay. Here it seems like from later on we see that he has reached as far as he thinks he can reach on his research with the whole making sure you don't have to die kind of idea. Maybe he needs people at this point and that's why he's going outside of his
Honestly,
area.
the only reason I could really see him showing up here is for Sevika. Maybe he still has like some sort of attachment to her because she worked with
Oh,
Silco. Like they used to work together, and now she's hosting this rally. That would be the only thing I can really see him. Like the only reason I could see him coming out of hiding for this. But like
That's
outside of that, like
that's the best explanation I had, and it's a weak explanation that
yeah,
he, being a citizen of Zon and having worked with Sevika and Silco, still believes in
hmm.
freedom for the Undercity, especially since he has a
mhm.
daughter who he wants to be alive and would be living in the Undercity. I don't know.
That could, yeah, okay,
It's
Yeah,
not a very strong explanation, but maybe
okay.
he's patriotic to some degree.
yeah. It almost feels like convenient that he's here.
Well, it's exciting because the second you see him, you know what's coming, baby. You know what's coming. Okay. So yeah, basically we get by the way, I do read through chat like after the video and stuff too, just in case I've missed stuff. So if you have theories, please type them. I will read them. If you have something that you think like makes it make a bit more sense, I'm all for it. Okay. So we have Sevika saying basically we need to fight together, but then the people are we need Jinx. Whereas Jinx, we need to see Jinx, and then I wanted to kind of just skip to we see people of every kind, but I wanted to skip to the moment Aisha decides to light the blue flare and hold it.
Mhm.
Why? Again, I'm not trying to approach this with bad faith. I genuinely want to love this show, every part of it, but this to me didn't make sense. So maybe you guys can make it make sense.
No, okay. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't make sense to me either because first of all,
Why would Aisha
no,
know?
no, yeah, nobody knows about the meaning behind this little torch.
So
Nobody does except for Vi and Jinx.
we would have to
Caitlyn, I
assume
guess.
that Jinx opened up to Aisha about this. We would have to,
Yeah.
right? Or is there another way to interpret like her
I
deciding
mean,
to do this?
I don't. But even then, why does everybody rally to this? Because like everybody else. Because Isha, who's Isha to them? Isha means nothing to them. They don't know who Isha is.
I mean, it's still just a symbol, I think, but
Yeah, but like,
it was
why would they rally to her and not Sevika?
I think that okay. I think I could answer that. I think that's not the great question to lead us through because you could see like with all the people dressed as Jinx, that Jinx is definitely the symbol to the Undercity and like all the cause that they've been fighting for. So I could see them rallying to a kid that's up high and like trying to make a point. But it almost seemed like this was for the viewers' sake because we know.
Mm-hmm.
But
We know what this means, but it just felt very random. I don't know.
no, like I'm reading that we're overthinking it because it's just a blue signal, but it's not. It's like the writers had no way. There's no way the writers didn't think that we wouldn't immediately see this as the exact same blue signal as when Jinx pulled it in like was episode 5 or 6 of season 1. Like the parallel there is like identical, and she's also trying to be just like Jinx too. But maybe she did tell. Like I'm thinking, maybe they did get way closer than we got to see. Maybe there was a whole, like lots of sleepovers and just telling each other stories.
It's telling each other, no, one-sided.
Well, she does a little hand signals that Jinx understands.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely couldn't tell you why. I have no idea. Other than like trying to retcon it in my retcon it in my head and be like, yeah, like it absolutely. I mean, yeah,
oh
it
yeah,
makes sense.
thank you, Wolf, for pointing that out. It's on the mural in episode 5, so people do know that it is a symbol of Jinx.
Was she holding a mural or was she holding a flag? I thought she was holding a flag like she does in the intro. I could be crazy though. That could be 2 separate murals I'm thinking of.
We'll have to get there, but I'll trust
Yeah.
Wolf. Wolf tends to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But I mean, like you could say it's just some smoke, which is fair and fine. But there's no way. Like I would be shocked if a single one of you told me you didn't immediately think of the scene. No, I'm not trying to be like mean or whatever. I'm just trying to say.
I agree.
Like if and like there's no way the writers weren't self-aware that this imagery would draw us right back to that moment too. It was just too on the nose, and it felt like it didn't make sense for them to rally behind. I don't for Aisha to know that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. I mean, it doesn't really change much. It just shows that they are more than willing and ready to unite under Jinx. I think that's what this shows.
Yeah.
Like Jinx is definitely become an infinite power symbol for the Undercity. But okay, so let's talk about this whole Warwick blood thing, because that's kind of a cool little.
You don't want to talk about them nerfing Sevika at all?
Oh, we could. I forgot about that. Sevika nerf incoming in 3, 2. Did anybody else, by the way, when Sevika's arm was raising up, imagine how heavy that would feel?
Yeah. She's strong.
She is strong. Or maybe it's just the bionicle part that helps it out. So we see one of those Noxian spears come, and then, kind of conveniently take her arm off. So we don't really have to worry about how that would affect things anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that's a good plan, is to immediately take out the biggest threat, but
arm's gone. No more arm.
Yeah, no more arm. They just had to nerf Sevika for the rest of the season.
Maybe she'll get it back.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe.
I hope.
Okay, but yeah, so we see a bunch of fighting occurring. Isha tries to help too. That doesn't.
Thrown.
It's thrown hard.
Thrown hard. It passes out because of it.
And then we see that Singe has cut his hand and that he is dripping blood. At first, I was kind of trying to see if this was like a specific symbol, but now that I think about it, I just feel like it's kind of random.
He's cut his arm.
Yeah, because it just had to be blood, right? It didn't have to be.
It dripped up his hand for some reason, but that was
it. But yeah, so this moment, at first glance, or at first watch through, really cool. I was interested in it, but maybe Whipple actually knows a decent amount about Warwick naturally. And apparently, he has like some kind of blood scent in the game. Like...
Warwick's passive when Thanatos is passive in Smite. When a character is low on HP, Warwick sees a physical blood trail exactly like you see in the show, leading to that champion, and gains ferocity when attacking them. He attacks faster and moves faster towards them, and his eyes turn red.
Oh, that's kind of
So
neat. It's like almost identical then.
literally, yeah, it's the same exact thing. And his lights turn red.
Okay, so we establish that the blood is what kind of awakens him, yeah? So, and specifically Singe's blood is what is hinted towards. But then, again, so I'm gonna pop just for a few seconds into a future scene. We see that the blood from Aisha's hand is, when it's on the rock in the tunnel, aggravates him and puts him into like a blood frenzy, right? Hopefully I'm not misseeing that. I would be kind of shocked if I did missee that. But I don't know who else would have been bleeding in that scene, because anyway, all I'm trying to say is
I forget the specific scene, but I believe it's Isha who sends him into like a mini bloodlust for a second, and then they're like, no, it's okay, come down.
I guess it seems like, and then we also have lines from Singe that blood is like, blood helps, and they really have like those big. And then is it all blood from Singe? I'm just not sure.
We also see it one more time, and maybe this is the same scene that you're talking about. Down in the underground, when Vi bleeds a little bit, it kind of sends him into a mini panic for a second.
So there's the hand of Aisha bleeding, then the Vi blood.
Yeah, her nose bleeding or something.
Yeah, so it's established that maybe Singe's blood is the strongest, and then also like any blood kind of gets him going. The thing is, I don't know how you take into account the amount of blood that would just be hitting the ground at any given point in time within. I don't know how big his AoE effect is. I don't know where he's located. He's in the middle of like the snow forest.
I know that I read something that said it's like up to a mile.
So there's a snow forest a mile away?
I like to sniff the blood out. I don't know. But like he can yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea where he is right now.
Okay. I just found it interesting that I just don't know how you would take into account blood that would be falling at any point in time anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like, especially even during this fight, for example, right? Like, people are getting punched and suckered from the Noxians, and they're fighting back. There's gonna be a lot of blood that's spilled just here. There's probably blood that's spilled, you know, in the Undercity every day in little spots from things. So I was just curious if if he functionally only works with Singe's blood, or if just the actual pragmatics of it would kind of have me confused.
I know Singe's blood is like specific, very specific, because Ambessa mentions it when he's like doing his own research. Like, it seems, he seems like your blood is very, like, he's very attracted to your blood or whatever.
Okay.
So like I know Singe's blood specifically, he can probably track beyond everything else because it is his blood technically.
Yeah, he gives him his blood through like the tubes. Yeah.
So like I think that is very specific, and every other blood kind of just sends him into a frenzy more than specific tracking like this.
Okay, we'll talk about this tracking too, because oh my gosh. But he gets in an elevator. Okay, so
I love that meme.
the blood functionally is like Singe's blood is the thing he's capable of tracking because he like fed that to him through a tube.
Yes.
And the blood in general just make him kind of more animalistic.
Yes.
Okay, alright, thank you. I was confused. I was like, hey, if there's blood anywhere, does that cause problems for tracking, or blood for new?
Yeah, I think everybody else's blood is probably like a very close proximity. But like Singe's blood, I feel like is more universal.
Okay, thank you, chat. I appreciate your help, and ST, and Whipple. So basically we have this next little quick scene where Sevika comes back saying, like, they got her, referring to Aisha, and then, Noxians came to the rally and took everyone. Jinx is really disturbed by this, because Aisha's definitely become very important to her, to the point of where the idea of losing her causes her to have, like, this mentally horrifying moment again. Like the same kind of moment we had at the end of episode 9 when she had all the voices around her, all of the character drawings around her. We see that again. I think Silco's now included in this though. So.
Yeah, there's Silco, Milo.
Is this little Aisha? Who's this little guy?
I can't see the same thing that you're saying. Hold on, sorry. Oreo's waiting a wall. Give me 1 second.
Oh no. Silco? It's a little person, maybe. It has to be. Dagger. Buys gauntlets. Yeah, okay, there. Okay. So that's all of the little people, I guess, that are tormenting her in her head about the fact that Aisha's gone. And this motivates her to actually get involved now, which is gonna play out a cool little scene between her, Sevika.
Okay,
People...
my bunny's done fighting a wall. We're back.
Good, good. Bunny should not bite the wall.
Yeah, he likes drywall. It tastes good.
Yeah, I snack on it sometimes too. Yeah, so basically the Singe just like, hey, we're cool. Like we're getting out of here, little one. Still bleeding a lot. I wonder how deep he cut himself.
Yeah, I was saying you should have backed up from that. She was like, yeah, ew.
I wonder if they were to start healing up, if he would have like dig his finger in and keep the blood going.
Keep the trail.
Yeah. But okay. So I wasn't sure they were inside of something. But then the second I saw this and how fast it goes, I was like, that's gotta be the strongest trail following.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad you pointed that out. Because that whole up to a mile bullshit, I mean, people were saying maybe it got retconned because that's legal lore, not arcane lore.
Okay.
But, like, what the? He tracked it through this? And it's not like...
Well, they're going to Stillwater prison, so...
Yeah, but, like, Warwick don't know that.
No, I'm saying, like, Stillwater prison, I'm pretty sure is surrounded by... It's like a little island. That's why you need to take
the tram.
The tram.
Yeah, I know, but, like,
and it's going so fast.
Yeah, so how the hell does Warwick track this? Like, I feel like he would get to where he got on the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
The very beginning, and go, where did he go? Where did he go? And then, but Warwick takes the tram.
I was so hoping, because it shows him going through pipe work and shit, that he was just gonna smash through some pipes. No, he took the fucking train.
He did.
I laughed at it. I couldn't help it.
And like he sits comfortably in the elevator and in the little.
Yeah, he sits all patiently like a good little boy in the fucking on the chair.
Literally.
Oh man.
Like,
it's okay.
I'll have to send you the same meme that I sent Silly. It's so funny.
You could just put it in the Discord, honestly. But Warwick tracks down the blood, and it's cool. I like the animation. It's fun. And it's kind of neat to see him looking up at himself and not really, it's like, oh, that's him looking at him, but it's not really him no more. But I think, okay, wait, wait a second. I'm trying to think about this from a really far outside point of view.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know anything about League lore, have they done absolutely anything up to this point to let you know that this is Vander? Or would the whole Vander thing at the end of this episode be a genuine surprise?
It would be a genuine surprise. I did kind of get it spoiled for me a little bit, just through like TikToks and stuff, and people just saying, yeah, it's Vander. But yeah, no, if I hadn't seen those, I would never have guessed that this was Vander.
The only thing you would have had are really, really small, subtle foreshadowing things, like Vander's name being like the Hound of the Underground, or other things relating to his violent skills or whatever. Nothing that would have concretely told you like, oh, this is going to be Vander.
Oh, so this would have been like huge thing. Okay.
Yeah, people who know nothing about League War and didn't get this spoiled. Yeah, this probably was huge.
Okay. Hound of the Underground. Interesting connection. Get connected.
Yeah, I actually didn't know
free education.
Okay. Oh God.
Sorry. All right. So this I think again, I'm sorry. This is just my least favorite episode, so I'm sorry if I don't have a lot of good things to say. I enjoyed it, but I don't really feel strongly about it. And this is one of those moments that I did not enjoy. It felt very silly. It's the next scene we have of Jinx and Sevika trying to break into the prison to go find. Are you pranking me, ST?
What? No,
Okay. Every time I try to hit play, it pauses. I was wondering if that was you.
that
Being
was not me.
pranked. Sure, you're gaslighting me. Wow, that's
You would
crazy.
see it on the teleparty.
Wow, that's crazy. But I was just confused with the next set of dialogue with Jinx going out in the open. Initially, I was like, okay, that's like a strategy. It could work. But then, like the dialogue that was exchanged too, and the way that Sevika was playing along with it, and then also what the enforcer says.
Yeah, the enforcer's nuts. Oh, by the way, this makes even less sense when you look at all the Jinx sites wearing the same pants that Jinx does.
Oh, so it's like she would recognize the pants, the enforcer?
Yeah, for sure she would. Like,
So,
Jinx would never wear those pants. Yes, she would.
yeah, so we see the enforcer like being goofy. So maybe they're trying to
Yeah.
set up like the enforcer's a person. We're trying to humanize them a bit for a second.
Yeah.
Being goofy, like pointing the gun, like, "Oh, I'm so ready to do, yeah, over there at the fence, whatever." But then Jinx is taking the approach of just going right out into the open, and I was like, "Okay, that's an approach. It's a very Jinx approach." But we also have established that she's not been like super Jinxy as of late. But I guess it is kind of along the theatrical nature of Jinx. So her lines are your vile villainess, the author of your nightmares, the dread of your. And the enforcer says, "Who are you?" Oh, Chris, I don't understand how you love the scene. I absolutely detested the scene wholeheartedly. I really don't understand.
Silly to me. I don't love or hate it. It's very silly.
No, it just didn't make sense. Like it like felt bad. Like it felt this didn't the enforcer saying "Who are you?" and then saying Jinx, and then saying like the Jinx saying Jinx, and then the enforcer scoffing saying "Yeah, never heard that before." When this is the entirety of what's happening, probably the reason you're enforcer right now. How are you an enforcer and you literally don't know who Jinx's name is? Like I'm not even kidding.
She was saying that specific line. I never heard that before. She was saying sarcastically because there's so many Jinx copies right now. So Jinx, never
Okay,
heard
yeah,
that
yeah.
before.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're right. But like, it's
But everything else, her not believing that it's actually Jinx when she looks exactly.
but there's like posters of her everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere, and then also on top of that, it's like even if it is just a Jinx copycat at the Stillwater prison, like transport, when there's people that they're transporting right in front of you, why would you not be like, oh, you've definitely gotten out of containment? Like,
Yeah.
like I don't
Let's
understand.
rearrest you.
Like, what the heck? It doesn't make any sense. And fire this enforcer immediately. This is literally the worst enforcer.
Immediately.
This is like, you're not gonna haul me in, claim the prize, be the big hero, and then the force is like, you expect me to believe Jinx, the master criminal, wears pants like that, and like as you pointed out, we know that she wears pants like that, and everybody knows that she wears pants like that because everybody who mimics Jinx wears pants like that. So it's like, yes. So maybe this enforcer doesn't know that their pants are like that, but I'm like, okay, still, if we still want to just give it all, like, okay, she doesn't know what Jinx looks like or anything like that, it's still a person who shouldn't be there at the very least.
At the end of the day, like, Jinx should not be here. She's in a very restricted area with guards constantly on patrol. You would think she would, like, popping out like that and then claiming herself to be Jinx would be like, okay, get down on your knees. Let's arrest you. But
I guess
this enforcer does seem very stupid.
the reason why I see an issue with it writing wise is because the world building that is occurring around it right now at this point in time, there would be no way that an enforcer could not know this. This is the thing, or like it'd be such a grand oversight. Like this enforcer must be going home playing video games and then like going back to work and not talking to anybody. I don't know how you would know, like how you would. I don't know. I really didn't.
I feel like every enforcer that's being brought on, previous, like old and new, should be briefed like extensively on Jinx, what she looks like, how she is, like how she acts, all of that. But like, You know, I just the enforcer does just seem very terrible at her job.
Very chill, like really
Yeah.
relaxed. So even if this was like a, let's just say it wasn't someone that looked like Jinx, maybe it was Sevika that showed her face, and she wouldn't know who Sevika is. Or actually, the main guard even knew who Sevika was. So I don't know if that's fair to say.
Yeah, well, let's say it was like some random Joe Schmo.
But we've
Like,
just
just-
established like a few seconds prior that they're unloading or they're loading up prisoners to go over to Stillwater, and then on top of that, we have. It just wouldn't make sense for a character not to be okay. Whatever. I don't want to. I can't be convinced otherwise for this one. Sincerely.
I will point out real quick. I've got to go, but I want to point out real quick another reason why this enforcer should be fucking fired. Jinx's face is plastered on wanted posters all over the Undercity.
Mhm. Yeah, and they're not exact copies of her face, but they're pretty decent. Like I will say, like like it does her dirty, but they're pretty good.
Yeah.
It's her job. It's not like it's just like she isn't this is her job. This is like the entirety of
This
the
is
world
priority number
building.
one.
It is if you don't think this is a writing error, then my brother, I do not know what to help you with, because it's really difficult to understand the world. Okay, if one enforcer who's working at the big prison that is functioning in Piltover doesn't know exactly doesn't even know what kind of pants Jinx wears, whatever, it's getting to the point where I go, what the fuck is happening? But I'm like, okay, it's cool. And then also Vander taking over the ride is what also made me laugh too. Like I just couldn't. This scene and then Werewolf taking over the ride on the elevator and the lift. I chuckled. And then, okay, thank you, Whipple, for your input. I'm sorry, I got so worked up. I'm sorry, child. Calm down.
Okay, I gotta head out.
Okay, have a good night. Thank you for joining.
Good night,
You're welcome.
Whipple.
Thank you for your wisdom. Bye. I'm sorry. Okay. I just, you're not gonna take me in, as the question. You're not gonna haul me in, claim the big prize. You expect me to believe Jinx, the master criminal, wears pants like that. And then they try to make it like a joke, like, what's wrong with my pants? That kind of thing. Then the enforcer's like, you look like a half-eaten circus tent, and groans. And then, like, we're still going with this. It's like, no, I'm Jinx. And then Jinx is like, I'm Jinx, making fun of her. Jinx is like half-eaten. And Sevika's like, can we focus? It's just to me a scene that didn't really, I guess, and maybe it's showing that Jinx has lost her. No, because we just spent all of these previous scenes establishing how much of a symbol she is. That she is.
And how important she is to bring in.
Yeah, like Caitlyn is everything is circled around Jinx.
And I could understand the enforcer's disbelief, because why would Jinx do this? Like, why would Jinx intentionally try to get herself turned in randomly? But, like, I don't know. It just feels so odd.
Okay, so, if we want to do that, like, that could be fine. I think that'd actually be a fair play of, like, having a banter between someone who's, like, genuinely Jinx, like, and then the enforcer having a moment of, like, oh my god, are you Jinx? Of course I'm Jinx, like, that kind of thing. That'd be really funny. Like, no way you're Jinx. But like we've established, even then, it wouldn't make sense for this enforcer not to take an escaped prisoner seriously. But
yeah, she lowers her gun, which I find very odd. Like, she points it at her for a second, but then as soon as she's like, "Yeah, I've heard that before," she starts lowering it a little bit.
Yeah, so
like, she gets her guard, she puts her guard down.
Even if we want to say, and Jinx
shady.
approaches her too. She walks closer to, like, anything you learn as a cop 101. The second someone starts closing the distance between you, you take a shot because you don't know what weapon they have on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or at the very least, point your gun back at them and say, "Back up," like something.
So I guess I could have been cool. That could have been cool though. Like, I'm Jinx, and then Jinx not being recognized or whatever, and then or not being recognized. Jinx
as a copycat.
Yeah, Jinx being like thought of as copycat. But the fact that the Forcer tries to make a joke, like, you wear pants like that, I was like, I don't know. It totally was off for me. It was not like not a funny, and I was just like, but you should take this serious. Like, this is your job, and someone's saying that they are Jinx. Like, why are you making fun of the pants? Okay, I'm continuing on. But so yeah, basically because of that, they take that enforcer's armor and they get on one of the ski lifts. I know that's not what they're called, but we're just gonna call it a
Trams.
ski lift. Trams. Thank you. I should know that from zombies. How come I couldn't remember?
Yeah.
All the tram. Oh well. Okay. And Dries and Draco, we play a lot
Yeah,
of.
this guy.
Ew, he's gross.
Yeah.
He's disgusting. And then she
I like that. I did like
flips.
that.
You liked when he looked at or the
No,
middle
no, no,
finger?
no. Her flipping him off. Not him. God, not him.
Okay, okay. We see them get over, and then I think you probably would want to speak more on this than I would, because you were particularly more perturbed in this than I was. Because how would I kind of give the how would I present the other side's kind of perspective of it? But story wise, what we have happening here is Jinx goes up to our big enforcer prison man and says, I got this one," and the enforcer prison man's like, "Yeah, how'd you? Wow, that's awesome. Like this is a
Yeah, like, how'd you nab her? Like, he knows it's Sevika. Kinda. I mean, we can assume that he knows it's Sevika.
yeah.
Right?
It seems like he
Yeah, woo, big mama.
yeah. So it's like they're trying
Yeah,
to get.
so like,
Oh, go ahead.
like very obviously, like they know who Sevika is. At the very least, I mean, maybe it's more because he's like part of Piltover and he knows the criminals, of Piltover and Zon more.
Well, it makes
But
sense.
yeah, but he knows Sevika, right? And Bessa passes them in this scene. Like, she's coming out of the prison and she passes them. And we saw earlier in this episode a man get gripped out of line for having blue hair and being a Jinx impersonator.
We actually didn't even
Possibly.
see him have blue hair yet.
Yeah, we saw him with a beanie on. Now, possibly, but we did see that he had. I noticed that when we were watching it earlier that he had blue nails. So maybe, and he did side eye Rictus, whatever, and maybe they were tipped off beforehand, and maybe Rictus knew who he was already, and knew that he was an supporter, right? But Ambessa looks over at this girl with blue hair sticking out. Blue hair sticking out, which is nuts. I mean, I understand that people can naturally have blue hair. Caitlyn is one of them. But Jinx blue hair sticking out with Sevika, of all people. Bringing in Sevika. And Sevika was not captured during the initial raid. They must know this at this point. So
You
they
think
must know
so?
that.
Like
I
maybe
think so.
Ambessa does. Like I have. Okay, so here's my POV. Right. It is a fair argument, I think, because it's blue hair, right? And they are. It seems like they're pulling everyone and anyone that they think could be suspect.
Mhm.
And then if anybody would be open to the idea that maybe a person within the system is actually working against them, it would kind of be Ambessa. I mean, I feel like she would know that better than anyone, that people from within your own system can, things can happen like that. So I think this was it was a cool moment. Like I enjoy this, like the suspense of the moment about will they or will they not get caught. I don't know if she knows Sevika, but maybe if the big guy were to come, he would definitely recognize Sevika for sure, right?
Yeah. And like but then again, like Rictus, her right hand man, like aimed specifically at Sevika, got her arm like cut off,
Mm-hmm.
and like I feel like she would have reported it to Ambessa. I don't know. I mean, maybe they just haven't talked yet or whatever. I guess I can't assume that. But Ambessa not caring about, maybe not Sevika. Who cares? I don't care if she cares about Sevika. But
Okay.
Ambessa not caring about a blue-haired enforcer.
Where did the rest of her braids go? Are they in her
And
hat?
probably tucked in, yeah.
Okay. That's a
But
lot
like
of hair to
Ambessa,
tuck in.
yeah, it is. But Ambessa just not caring about a blue-haired enforcer and not finding anything odd with it. I don't know. It just, I mean, I know she thinks about it later, but her not calling it out immediately is just very odd to me. It just threw me off very wildly.
Okay, so I think, yeah, the other side of that is the I was content with Savika standing there and watching or replaying the moment in her head, because it seemed
Mhm.
like she might have considered turning around or something and investigating it. Like she seemed like it was something that was bothering her. Like it gave her a minor little red flag. But if they are pulling people who simply have blue nails, you would think that maybe she would stop and ask like a friendly quick question, like, "Oh, who you got there?" That kind of thing. But
Mhm. Yeah, and Wolf makes a good point as well. Like maybe they don't know that it's Savika specifically. Maybe they just see that this girl is huge compared to whoever this tiny enforcer is. Yada yada. But even then, like, I just. The
I understand.
Ambessa
It
not
upset
just-
you. I get
yeah,
it. I understand. I understand.
Yeah, I will not get over it.
It upset Esty a lot. But I was trying to be like, all right, relax. It's okay. It could be okay. But so yeah, we established that the elevator is quite tiny. Let's get a shot here, gang. Elevator is quite tiny.
Yeah, they gotta transfer a lot of prisoners down this today.
I'm only saying that because there's a big guy that takes it later on.
Anyway, takes it to the correct floor, by the way.
Oh shit, you're right.
Like, he knew what button to press.
Were there even buttons, or just take you to the bottom?
I have no idea, because they mentioned that there are lower floors to Singed.
Mm.
So, like, I would assume that it takes you to different floors, but I don't know. I hope it just takes you one place, because otherwise this makes no sense.
Well, he could have hit the button with his tail or something.
Yeah, the correct one too.
Yeah. But it's quite a tiny elevator.
Wait, actually, hold it.
Sure.
So, does he press a button there in that left elevator?
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Do you want me to check?
I'm serious.
Okay,
I'm so
okay.
serious.
We're so serious here. This is the serious chaos channel.
I guess we can't know if it's just an up and down
No,
button.
I think his
but...
finger does reach over.
Yeah, it reaches over to press.
Oh my
something.
god, he goes to press him on it.
I don't know if it's just an up down button, but even then, Warwick hits the down button. I mean, I guess he's still partially human, but like, and he still has that man brain in him, but like, I don't know, it's just so odd.
Nah, he's been shown to be like full animalistic right now.
Yeah, like
that's okay. It's just a small thing.
so he jumps onto it. Okay.
Not only like if it's important or nothing. It doesn't matter. Who knows? It's just one of those things. You point out if it bothers you, it doesn't. That's the thing. Again, like I've been saying from the beginning, emotionally, I've still been enjoying the show.
Yeah,
but
I love that.
Occasionally, though, I just go, no, that's not how that would go. But you know, at the end of the day,
and a lot of people are saying that he jumped down the shaft. Okay, that doesn't
Does he?
explain the tram.
No, wait.
That doesn't explain the tram.
does he dump down the staff?
I guess we'll see in a little bit here, but.
I guess you could take that as jumping down the shaft. I kind of took it as like the elevator landing.
Yeah.
But
because especially since that was the elevator that went up.
Would the elevator get in his way?
Yeah. How would he get under it?
Guess he just tear the shit apart. There'd be no elevator anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the elevator that went back up, not down.
So maybe he just like tore a hole through the bottom of it and then
the
just
bottom of it and just
jumped down. Oh my gosh, that's
Maybe.
crazy. Okay.
I mean, he tore the door open in the tram, so.
Yeah, he does have the tram open here.
So I mean, I don't doubt it.
That's. Oh yeah. Were you surprised that Ambessa was unscathed, or because like this? Okay, because the cut here is actually quite scary. It's like a little jump scare we get of.
Yeah, I'm so confused as to how Ambessa got out of this unscathed. Was she just thrown to the side and knocked out? Maybe I would have just liked to see it. I don't really have a problem with her being completely unscathed if she just got knocked out and like tossed to the side because Vander didn't care about her. But like her just being like us not seeing it, I think is more my issue than her being unscathed.
Maybe it went over her.
Yeah, like he could have just like slightly knocked her out, like knocked her on her ass and then kept going. Who knows? But like that's the thing. Who knows?
Well, it's only because we see the destruction after they come back up. Like we see the blood and the death.
We see everybody torn through.
Yeah, everybody's torn through, really. So I just was kind of like Ambessa has been shown to be very strong and a capable fighter, but this is motherfucking Warwick that we're talking about, and this guy seems like he would tear through her real quick. But we also do see in a little bit that Jinx is able to fight off him too. So maybe
she is shimmer infused, so
yeah, no, but I say maybe she's like significantly, or maybe he's significantly less scary than
we actually think.
They have built him up as a boogeyman. I don't know, but he did kill a lot of people, and people that had guns. So people that had guns. But if it's any fucking no, you know what? It does make sense they're all dead besides them, because did you see how the Enforcer act with Jinx? The Enforcer power is like, oh, this is a person dressed up in like a cute little furry costume. Like, where'd you get that?
Man.
Yeah, it's a nice costume, man. Where'd you get it? Where'd you get those silly costumes? That's crazy.
Oh, you would know. Where'd you get that giant cube on your back?
That's a really realistic looking too. Dead.
But I will say, like later on, you could see some of not everybody dies. Like some of the Jinxites are still walking out like injured but not dead.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
He's not killing everybody on site, but like
It's
he's still
probably
hurting.
more of a getting through people just to
Yeah,
get there.
just to get to the blood that he wants to get to.
Yeah.
I just wish we would have seen it. I wish it wasn't just this.
What cuts to it the camera flies into her face in a way that
Makes it seem like Warwick charged him or
Yeah.
charged her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I did think his the introduction of him was a fun. The moment he jumps out, like we see him kind of like these red eyes coming through, and this is our first time like seeing him not in his POV, like seeing him function.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun.
Don't get me wrong, I love this scene. Like I absolutely love this entire little ending fight scene too, as well.
You do?
Between Jinx and Warwick, yeah. But like it's just little things. Like I said, I'm going to be very flip floppy between a bunch of scenes in this.
I loved it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it. I loved it. I hate it. The enforcers are coming. Jinx frees everybody. Oh, there's that cute little moment that I accidentally skipped by. I'm sorry. Where everybody puts their hands on top of Jinx's shoulder. Which is interesting because maybe this could help her realize that she is. This is the first time she's seeing and feeling the effects of her like what Sevika's been saying to her, right? She is the symbol that's standing for more.
And she looked terrified to be touched at first, but then after that she was like, wow, oh my god, these people really like me.
Yeah, she definitely calms down and seems surprised. It's a nice little moment. A nice little moment. Reminded me of the moment in Dune.
Haven't seen it.
It's good. You should see it. I like Dune. Dune, I like it a lot, actually. But it's not for everybody. It's a specific taste. Alright. So, yes. We have the reuniting moment of Aisha and Jinx. Sevika's there. And then this made me laugh so hard. I loved it. Like, this is good character writing. Right here is the fact that Singe closes his...
He was like, oh, shit, this wasn't supposed to happen.
No, I don't think he thinks this wasn't supposed to happen. I think he thinks this was exactly what was supposed to happen.
No, I think everybody else getting freed and, like, his door being open, I think he wanted his door closed when Warwick got down here.
I mean, he definitely closes his door. I mean, I just thought... I laughed out loud when he closed his door. I was like, that's nice. There was a funny little moment of him... Like, oh, I know it's here. I know it's coming. Door's shut. Like a Whipple did tell me separately that it also made him laugh too. So it was a funny moment. But we get this whole hero arc moment thing of Jinx trying to save Aisha and like kind of sacrificing in a way. And Sevika even makes a comment in regards to this decision that Jinx is making. It's a big moment for Jinx's character because we realize I guess she really has okay, well we do have established that she is okay with dying. She seems quite okay with dying. And at this point Aisha has become something far more important to her somehow. I wish we saw more. If we were gonna make Jinx make these kind of choices, I think we needed to see way more of that bonding because it's I don't know.
Yeah, again, I wish we would have seen some of the time.
Yes. So to continue on, we get this fight scene of Warwick fucking up the place. Is that a fair way of putting it?
Yeah, fucking it up.
Real quick, making quick work of it.
So fast.
Jinx telling to get them out of there, and then we have a fun fight scene of Jinx using her kind of shimmer quick powders to make she's kind of fighting him with her dexterity.
Oh, I didn't even notice until now that Isha has little cloud tattoos over her.
Yeah, really.
I didn't notice that. That's so cute.
I mean, Jinx entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, her dexterity is kind of like her only way I think she didn't die instantly. Because otherwise I think she should have been destroyed.
Yeah.
But she's got, like, temporary... Putting him on CC with that, blast.
Yeah, she got stuns.
Yeah, she got stuns.
She has gotten a lot more control of that shimmer, by the way.
Definitely. She's
Which I
integrated
really
it well.
Yeah, which I really enjoy to her character.
Okay, we see what Warwick did up here. Like, that's
Yeah,
terrifying. That's not that's like blood everywhere, my guy.
Everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. I forgot how bad it was.
Yeah.
Oh no! The prison guard dude. He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, I didn't see him my first watch through.
He's dead.
He is way bigger than everybody else, isn't he? Jesus. Look at him. Sevika's the size of his arm.
I like to think that he has really tiny feet.
Yeah. He just waddles around.
Yeah, so it kind of seems like we're building up to this idea of Jinx sacrificing herself, and then at the very end of the fight, right before things go crazy, he kind of like slows down. He's holding her up against the wall. But we get really close.
Yeah.
And then within... Yeah, I think it's because he sees her little bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
That he realizes it's her. It's...
Oh, and I do like that. His eyes kind of flicker towards it a bunch of times. Like, he has to do a little double take.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I won't lie. I know some people did not like this scene. Because like how quickly like Warwick noticed and all that. I love it. I love this little recognition. I cried during this, like when she knew it was him. Okay, yeah, I understand. Like that, Wolf just said, "SD Meyer, we said he beat up Vi the entire time she was there." But like, he's kind of cool. He's kind of cool. He's kind of funky looking.
He's kind of cool, so I cried.
Yeah, he's a little funky looking. So like, I was, I'm sad that he's dead.
I think my initial reaction to this was excitement and definitely on the edge of my seat, but I think from his introduction to now was 10 minutes, from when
12.
Singed 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, you knew that number. You're like 12 minutes. You're like fingers up in the air. Actually, it's 12 minutes.
Yeah, I did put my finger in the air.
12 Did you put your finger up in the air for real?
For sure, I went 12. Yeah, I put my finger up in the air.
Wow. Well, you're like, actually, it's 12 minutes, technically speaking. Pushed up your glasses and everything. Okay, but it was 12 minutes from Warwick being introduced as like the super scary thing that we're gonna have to deal with, and then him saying,
"Bye, Skip."
Skip, no! Oh! See you around, Skip. Thanks for joining. But yeah, and then 12 minutes, and then him saying powder. So, and then we end on that note too. With his eyes changing to blue and yellow, which I don't know the lore or I couldn't figure out the symbolic reason as to why.
Yeah, just hit over chromatic. Or, I mean, is it the two separate wolves?
Maybe
the two-headed wolves. He did gouge out their eyes, so it could be both of their eyes.
Were one of them blue and one of them yellow?
I believe so.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, look at my chat being so cute and saying goodbye to Skip. That makes me so happy. Every time someone joins chat and every time someone leaves chat, we better say goodbye and hello.
Yeah.
Right?
In that order. When they join, say bye. When they leave, say hello.
Oh my. I think though I was not. I wish we had more time with Warwick being Warwick. Well, I mean, like, he's still Warwick, but I mean.
But he's Vander Warwick now.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the hardest parts, right? It's like, how do you get him to this place where he can recognize how to revive? Can he? That's a huge payoff, and they kind of cashed it in right away.
Yeah. There definitely could have been a few more encounters before he realized. I think. I mean, I understand. Like, some people said it would have been a little too drawn out at that point, maybe, but I don't know. And especially with the pacing of how Arcane's been this season. But like, I don't know. I feel like they could have built up to this a little bit more. But I do love this scene nonetheless.
Currently, I'm on the fence. I think it's a moment that was I'm confused why he didn't rip her apart and why he decided to hold her by the hand.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, other than like her being a hard fight, and like I've noticed that like it's a trope, I think, more than anything. But
mhm.
when people have like a really tough fight with an enemy, they're like, oh, I got your ass, you know.
Yeah,
And
but he is. I
that's
guess
not
it
like
is.
the
Yeah,
correct.
but when we see the violence that's done upstairs, it seems like he's the kind of
Yeah,
beast that would just rip through a person.
merciless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then even the enforcers. So, I mean,
yeah.
I guess you could say that he was fighting her for a while, so he wanted to
Uh-huh.
take his time and be like, "Hey, I got you. I'm gonna kill you now." But that doesn't seem very animalistic. It's definitely more,
Yeah, more
yeah,
human.
more human. I guess he is part human.
Yeah.
I have to think on it. I don't think I'm particularly feeling positive about though. I was not happy when he said powder. So, and that was my first watch through. And that's just my genuine response. I wasn't trying to I'm not sitting here going, "Yes, I hope that everything is shit." And it's like, "No, I watched these 3 episodes before I even tuned into my beloved EFAP." But it's like it's and I also stopped watching within like really quick amount of time of listening to them because I realized I didn't really want their criticisms to impact my viewing experience quite yet. I'm gonna tune back in and see what they have to say once I'm all done the last 3 episodes because I am enjoying the emotional experience of the show because I have come to really enjoy the art and the characters and the world building. But um, it this moment for me didn't land. I didn't. He seemed, we get these little moments of Singe building up Warwick throughout. To cash him in that quickly felt rushed and undeserving. Just to see him say powder so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what if I don't know. Yeah, maybe I guess that is I think I saw someone say in chat earlier on, but in the main theme this season of wishing for more, wishing there were like more things that we could have seen, more time, things bit slowed down because this I would have been okay with this. Like I'm not saying this I wouldn't be happy with him saying powder at some point, but the progression of which we are making a character and then changing the character and then changing the character again um is definitely it's hard to follow. Not in a literal sense, sometimes yes, but hard to follow in an emotional sense.
Yeah, I feel like we rushed through a lot of like things that could have been very heavily emotionally impactful. That was a lot of words to string together. But like things that really could have been much more emotional, we've kind of skipped over, and like things that could have made these scenes more emotional, we've kind of skipped over. I think. I just like I
But
still
still
love the
was
scenes.
yeah, it was still emotional for you, right? Like you said you cried.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
that's why I think Arcane's so interesting to talk about and probably we'll be talking about it for years to come because it's a piece of art that like I said in the beginning, it's like a poem for me. It's something
yeah,
that I feel the reader takes the most from it. It's not uh such a literal text that's telling you what to think or how to feel.
yeah.
It's something that's like you really resonate with Vi, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like really deeply because of things that you've had happen in your life, and that's and that's interesting because you could speak on her in a way that I can't speak on her. So
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I mean, hopefully you guys tune back in. We're gonna be doing another stream really late tomorrow night, but if you're free, come on back. It'll probably be like 7, 8 EST. But thank you for watching. I'm so sorry if I've disappointed you grandly. I've tried my best to be honest and just say this is what I think, but I have a lot of good things to say about next episode. I'm quite excited to talk about next episode. My boy Victor! My boy Victor's in it, so that's why I love it so much. But I'm gonna go reread through chat and see what your guys' thoughts were because it is very interesting to see the diverse range of opinion on this and hang in there, okay? If you need counseling, some of the Discord community has the greatest if you're like okay, hear me out. The next 3 episodes are coming out, right? This weekend. If you get sad, we all grieve together in that Discord chat, okay? We are in there like, I am not okay, and then we're all... So if you need anybody, feel free to join. The link should be in the description. We have a lovely little time chatting in there. And if you want to at me and tell me, I want to fight you, silly, you're wrong, let's go for it. I'm gonna get in that ring. I'll probably cry while I'm fighting you, but that's okay, like, we can cry while fighting.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah,
okay.
you guys are allowed to make silly cries.
Yeah, I think I'm a perfect combo of Jinx and Vi. You can make me cry if any time. That's totally loud on my channel. But thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a